So this is going to be VOD review of G2 versus Mad Lions from the winter finals of LEC. I didn't get to watch all of this too in depth, so this is like not necessarily a first look, but a first in-depth look at it for me. So on 14.2, which is the patch I'm very familiar with because LPL's been playing it a lot. This is before Smolder's been able as well. There's no Smolder on this, depending. I know that some of the VOD reviews I've done recently have had this. So we will try and get the most out of this that we can. Okay, so let's talk about first picks when they come through. Stuff like Senna, very powerful. Senna and Varus are both available right now. Oh shit, almost knocked down my drink. That's bad. And Senna has been just powerful the world way. So that has been, whoopsies. So that has been locked in. So now the question is, what have you got prepared on the side from Mad Lions to punish the Senna? Now, you've banned away the Maokai, so we won't be Senna Maokai or the Maokai jungle on the other side. Yeah, they lock in Rel very early. Rel's a good bot side 3v3 champion, but you can also go into jungle as well. The Varus very lane dominant. I think potentially you can even look towards something like a Nautilus on 3 if it's not locked in for G2 as well. And just find bots on bot side through the Varus. So then if you have Nautilus Rel, the engage is absolutely disgusting and you have a lot of ways to get to the center. And instead they lock in TF and Vi, which means that if you so picture this now as Mad Lions. Topside playmaking options from G2, it's very powerful. And you have a lot of options for something like a Talir or a Hui to lock in alongside the Vi as well. So lots of good combos here. The gold card can also set off a lot of things. I think you ban out the Vi, the Hui, just in terms of point and click stuff. I think that you lock in Nautilus here, and you ban out probably Hui and Tahm Kench. I think that's probably what you're looking here for Mad Lions. Unless you have like another choice top lane you want to lock in as well. But for me, that works very well. Instead, they lock in the Orianna, which means that you're looking to ban out some picks from mid lane instead. I feel like a lot of the time when Senna's in the match, you want to shut down the Senna, so I'm a little bit worried about this. What about Tahm pick? You don't want to take Tahm Kench without Senna, which is why I feel like you could just force fight spot lane and ban out the Tahm Kench, so Hans and Mickey don't have like a great safe lane there. Also worth noting that Vi Orianna is a very good combo, so this is a takeaway, and they double ban out Caps as well, because Caps has been on fantastic form. And G2 ban out the Tahm Kench. Okay, right. I guess because you're dealing against a lot of point and click CC. If you wanted to get a huge point and click combo with a Hui on 3 or 4, on 4 or 5, well, with the center over it as well, right? Every single person on this roster, if you lock in a Tahm Kench, well, less of a Tahm Kench, but if you lock in like a Hui and then like something which can kind of go in from the side of the center lane pairing as well, Tahm Kench would be able to break that combo. So Tahm Kench is actually quite a good ban from GT, thinking about it. No, that's fair. That's actually fair. I was thinking, well, you don't really want to pick the Tahm Kench. Varus is so strong in lane that it allows you to pick whatever support you want. Most of the time, it's the support. So for instance, when you pick something like Ashe, Ashe wins lane so hard, you can pick whatever AD carry you want with her. Most of the time. That's kind of what the AD carry supports do. Varus is so strong in lane that allows you to pick whatever you want with the Varus. Most of the time. So the Tahm Kench would have been fine there. So now, Mirwin locks in the Zac. So you have Zac, Orianna, Rel, huge ball delivery, huge backline engage. You can reach the center. And without the Tahm Kench themselves, both of these teams now are looking to get onto the opposing carries, which are very immobile, with huge long-range engage. They lock in the Nautilus. Center Nautilus is very, very strong. They lock in Akali as well. So what do we make of this? Akali's not in the easiest position, because struggles against Orianna. Orianna's pretty good against Orianna in lane. Big CC. Big CC. So it's not like Akali is going to have a free ride into the backline. There's a lot of stuff which can answer. But still, point and click everything into this is nasty. This is another thing too, actually, because we're thinking about, well, what happens if you lock in Hui? If you locked in Hui alongside the Nautilus here and you just had huge point and click damage nuke combo, the Zac would get on top of the double range carriers, and or the Rel Orianna would as well. With one of these shockwave carriers would ball carrier shockwaves would work out, and it means that it would basically just be a dead mid laner. Now the Akali is much harder to punish with that because she can go into Shroud. She has her E and her ult as well, so she's much harder to catch out of position. with that combination. But it doesn't mean that Akali's going to get much value. It just means that you're not going to be a lost condition. Okay, and there's the Yasuo locked in. Which means that you've got the Zac in jungle as opposed to top lane, which we do see a fair amount of. I don't think Zac would have been fun into TF. So Zac jungle. You have Zac Yasuo. Huge wombo combo. If you get caught by any CC, anyone on the other side is dead, actually. No one on here survives the wombo combo. You need to hit everything. You need to hit enough important targets. But this wombo combo is nasty. Problem is, Zac is going to be not very tanky in jungle. You don't get as much gold, which means that potentially Akali can assassinate you, or Vi Akali can. If Nautilus hook lands onto you, things are nasty. I think the way that this game goes is the first team to land a big engage wins. Because there's no true tank on either side. There's no K'Sante here. There's no Udyr. On the whole, I feel like whoever's on target with an engage first wins. Let's get into game. Things to note: APTF, not 80. What that means is that your single target kill with like blue card even, because it does more damage than the other options. But like your single auto attack card lock-in is going to do a shit ton of damage. You have a lot of AP though. Merc treads are now very, very valuable for Mad. So you're probably going to have like three Merc treads. I'm not sure if Mirwin can afford to go them. Berserker Grooves are really important on Zac, on Yasuo. Varus, Rel, not necessarily the kill combo bot lane, especially against Sen Nautilus, which is really nasty actually. Are they going to die just as I say that? No, they're not. Okay, so it's a cleanse away from Hans. Cleanse for Ignite. But the thing is, you haven't denied Hans like access to minions, so he'll be able to keep hitting them and getting Q cooldown back. In fact, I can do that again. Keep getting some extra healing. Mirwin gets the early push on top side, gets a ward into any jungle. Sees that Gromp is gone. And because they have a ward on Raptors as well, they know that. So the thing is, if they're ward... Oh, this is important. This is important. Yeah. This is important. So this is a nice little bit of macro stuff. Because you have the ward, if you just look at minimap, because you got the ward up here, and you had the early ward from Frescovia as well into Raptors as well. You know that you can't have had, if you look on the minimap again, you can't have had red into Gromp, into topside or something like that. You couldn't have had that. You can't have had... yeah, you can't have had a lot of different paths, basically. Because you see that Yike is going like straight down towards... wait, actually, did he take... Hang on, let me just go back a little bit. Does Yike skip his Raptors? Yeah, he skips his Raptors. Does he get spotted there? Yeah, because you have the ward onto Raptors, you know that he... and you have the ward onto Gromp as well. You know that he's likely on red. Or red is up, because, you know, he hasn't just gone a straight, like, top to bot clear. You know, he hasn't done, like, red Raptors and then gone on... red Krugs and then gone on to his Raptors. So it's kind of like process elimination. Red buff is probably up. Aliora gets to go into the enemy jungle. Bot lane's got the early shove as well. Aliora flashes. Alright. So, Aliora doesn't get the smite steal, which is annoying. But still, the setup for this play is actually more important. In terms of... Oh, he tries to body block the Q. That's what he's doing. He tries to body block him. Right, fair play. Oh, camera. Sorry, I haven't changed my camera. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My bad. Oh my god. Do you want me to talk about that again? Do you want me to talk about all this stuff again? Oopsies. Oopsies. Yeah. Hang on. Let me go through this again. So, what happens here is, as we get into this early game, right? I will just do this early game again because my camera's in the wrong spot. So, Aliora is spotted on top side. So they know that he's gone through his top side clear, and that's fine. You have an early ward going into enemy jungle, which shows that Raptors are not being... it's not like red Raptors going to top side. It's not going to be red Krugs into Raptors, as we more likely see. Because you see... because this all-in happens in bot side as well, and you know it's likely going to be pathing towards bot side for 3v3, because you want to try and shut down both these lanes, I suppose. The all-in comes in, ignite for cleanse, that's fine. But what this also means is that you don't have the HP for Hans Sama to kind of like get control over this lane and walk into bot side jungle. Now, because Mirwin also then goes in and puts a ward in top side, you've basically narrowed down the jungle pathing decisions. Because it's at this point, you know that top side has just been cleared because Gromp's down. And you knew that there was no kind of pathing around from like red, Krugs, and then into Raptors. So LOR knows that knows that he's going on to be on red because he just skipped his Raptors, and the ward just showed that the Raptors were skipped. So he goes on to red buff, and he has full information in the clip. So he doesn't get the smite steal. Sucks. He doesn't body block the Q. That sucks. Bot lane did have the position to invade in as well because they won that early level trade, but he does manage to steal Raptors all the same. But yeah, still, on the whole, actually really good early jungle tracking from Mad, even though they don't get that smite steal. That would have been really nice for them to get that 3 buff as well as potentially the Raptors as well. And because you have Orianna, which is one of the most dominant early laners in mid lane as well, you have that one kind of there for free. So Yike has no camps left. He goes towards his enemy Raptors potentially. Can he get that? I don't know if he can actually with both his solo lanes resetting. I guess he can. Because he sees Elio bot. But forcing out summoners from bot lane here is from Elio is really nasty too. Because now you don't have summoners. Things get really, really dicey here because the next time you fly into bot lane, you're likely going to have potentially level 6s. So that potentially can be a Varasalt for a flash as well. They stick around. Oh, God. Super even lives. That's insult to injury, man. Ooh, blobs. He doesn't die as well. Does Mickey die? Super. Well, quick reset, I guess. And importantly, Senna doesn't actually get himself. Senna doesn't get herself any gold as well, so Hans is in a bad situation there. Worth noting as well, this is actually full fat Senna. Full farming Senna. Doran's Blade, no double Doran's. Support item as well. Pretty sure that double support item is dead on this patch. Caps is level 6 though. Will Aduro, thanks for the follow. Will Theodoro, thanks for rather. Theodoru, thanks for the follow, appreciate it, welcome to the channel. So, Caps just hit 6, immediately goes bot lane. So Super's died under turret. Is he gonna die immediately here as well? The E-slow's nice. I think it's probably just a kill, right? Oh, shit. Hans doesn't have flash to follow. Oh, now you're walking into a shockwave as well. So Mickey's dead. Forces the flash out of Caps. Hans gets caught by it. Mickey's dead already. God damn, we're just fist fighting, man. Elio's following up and he can respond pretty quickly. He's just been spotted moving across mid. He was taking grubs. This is such a mess, man. Okay, so Alvaro dies for this. Cleanse from Hans to get the... wait, he just dies anyway. Wow, damn. Wait, but you've still got vision in this tri-brush. Caps has no flash, he's so dead. Oh my god. Another arrow from Super as well. Yike has flash, he might be able to kill Super here. Oh, not even that. The good shield from Frescovi. 3-0-1 on Orianna now. The only lane which has no kill dispersion is, of course, top lane. So, they try and use like a... Okay, why do they go for this setup? Why do they go for this setup? What do they think? So they see that Super and Alvaro... No, they see that Alvaro's in mid lane. They know they have a numbers advantage 2-on-1 in bot lane before this play starts anyway. 3-on-1 momentarily. Hook miss... I think if Hook hits the... You know what? I actually think this play goes a lot differently because I know that Nautilus has one of the lowest base movement speeds in the game, but he has boots. Because he has boots, I think Mickey can wait half a second longer and try and just close the distance a little more. How close is he on this hook? How close is he on this hook? Yeah. I think he can walk up a little closer because he has boots to no boots. And I think then that means that the hook lands. If the hook lands, this is one quick kill. This is a misexecution by G2. As soon as the hook misses, you need to leave, I feel. This is way too much of an overchase. Because you know that Alvaro's on the run. Does Alvaro have boots as well? Yeah, he does. You've got boots on both supports. They're both moving faster than... slightly faster. You'll probably get to this play like a second earlier or a second or two earlier. It's not like huge, but it can be pretty big. Caps has to flash out of this too. Yeah, as soon as the first hook lands, you misses, you go. You go. That's a big mistake. It's a big mistake. And it's not been the first time where G2 have overplayed their hand. This is something that we said about them kind of towards like the start of the playoffs. Then when they played against Fnatic, it felt like they sorted a lot of that out. So yeah, well played by Mad for kind of like picking up the pieces. They're very quick at responding to plays, actually. And I feel like they're very decisive, right? Hey, Amber, how's it going? We're just watching through G2 Mad because I have a podcast on you later, and I want to talk about finals. It's really important, actually, that Mad and Elyoya and Alvaro both have go buttons. They are so good at just, like, decisively pressing the go button in situations like this. Oh, wait, hang on, wait. This is Till, by the way. This guy here... This guy's Till. Till's great. Till's a friend of mine. I know Till quite well, actually, at this point. I had Hot Pot at his place the other day. Great guy, by the way. Till and Dom, they're wonderful. They're like some of our best friends in Berlin, actually. Oh, actually, hang on. And then this is also, by the way, person in the background here. Show me, where are you? So this is like, this guy's like head of like a lot of esports stuff for Bad Lions. This is B. They're nutritionists as well, so I've met them once or twice. I don't really know the others in the room that well, but I know those two. I know some of the people in the backroom stuff. Both lovely people, actually. Okay, so you now have huge gold for Orianna. You expect the gold... Wait, hang on, this is a farming... Wait, I was about to say this is like a... You expect the gold advantage for the center, but actually it's a farming center, so... No. And that's a problem. So what's happening here? Mirwin is god on himself. It's Fleet Akali. I don't mind that, actually. Fleet's actually pretty good versus Yasuo here as well, because it lets you kind of like take a single kind of trade and kind of take quicker trades rather than longer ones with something like Conqueror. Sometimes Comet can be pretty good too, but I think that Fleet's pretty good for like dodging more stuff. So he just uses E. He has no flash. The only way he gets out of a knock-up now is if he R's immediately forwards, which he does actually do. That's actually not even that bad. Yeah, that's really good reactions. The only way he gets out of this is by, like, occasionally. Now, if Elyoya drops, like, right on top of you or drops, like, here, if you get your ult immediately here, you're just out of range right now. You can kind of just fly through. But if it drops, like, here, as you fly forward, it's gonna like, get cancelled. So, if it's, like, right here, it takes precedence. The last displacement always takes precedence first. And then you get caught as well. So where does it land? Ah, he steps back just a tiny bit. Yeah, okay. It's hard to react to that, actually, especially when you don't have flash. But he gets that anyway. So he has the free targeter thing. Oh, Mirwin might be able to get on the next minion wave. No, it's not spawn quick enough. If the next minion wave was like here, then obviously he dies to ease. Damn, close run stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, BB has his E back up at that point. Flash forward. Super doesn't have flash. He has heal. I mean, Frescovy gets to control this now with a choke point. Oh, God, no. Shockwave's just going to kill him. So you know that Elyoya is not there. You know that Mirwin can't teleport down, even if they have a ward behind you, which they do. Super doesn't have ult. Although it's very confusing on that cooldown timer there. I thought that Shockwave would just... I thought he'd just pull Shockwave and kill him. Maybe he's oh, he doesn't want to pull Shockwave, so you'd have to flash forward to land Shockwave. Oh, so he just used ult there, that's what happened. He's afraid of Yike flashing forward and ulting him, I think. But then he could just flash back. I think that... Can Frescowy... I know it's Frescowy, actually. It should be Frescowy, because it's... Hey, Crazy, how's it going? Also, Unclear Hate, thanks for the follow, I appreciate it. It should be Frescowy because it's Polish pronunciation, but it's Frescowy. That's how he says it. So whatever. Player pronunciation takes precedence. So actually, it shouldn't be Frescowy, even though it feels like it should be. With your background noise, I have an impression that you use some kind of virtual drone. No, that's my PC. That's my PC. Oopsies. Oopsies. I didn't even know it came through that heavily on the mic, actually. Maybe I'm running my mic too hot. Maybe that's what's happening. Weird. Yeah, it's a 7-year-old PC. Flashing from mid lane. You don't have Yasuo for that, though. Alright. That's a bit ambitious from Miller. Yeah, wait, even if you get... Ooh, doesn't get the damage from the knock-up. They don't pull the shockwave. I think basically Frescowy realizes that... Sorry, Frescowy. I think he realizes that shockwave won't kill her, especially through the heal. He has heal from spellbooks, it's not killing him. Something subtle? Okay, alright. You just lost a game on Tankazir? Impossible. Tankazir is unbeatable. Truly the king amongst Azir builds. But oof, okay, gets the smite there as well. This is really problematic. When you lose vision control versus like this kind of wombo combo, which can kind of just one-shot you from one CC piece landing, you feel kind of shit. I mean, technically it's the same with the other side too. Yeah, let's talk about that actually. You've got this kind of stuff where if you lose vision control against this, they pop out of Fog of War very quickly and they just flash over a wall and kill you. Because one CC landing kills you. There's no tank which can survive this. The only way you survive is by predicting it coming and not getting yourself into the kill position already. BB might be able to get a kill here, by the way. Oh, he gets that he already had a minion. It's fine. Okay, as long as it's not loud enough to be annoying, that's okay. Maybe I should put a noise gate on my mic. That's probably what I should do. Right. But yeah, because Mad have won they've won the first few skirmishes of the game, particularly that 1-3 bot side. It's put Mickey and Hans very far behind on the map. And this is something, you know what? Let's talk about this. This is important. In LPL, a huge change has happened where we're picking much less Renata, Milio, and Nami now. And we're playing less of that. We're playing much more Nautilus right now in the current patch. Now, obviously, we see here Rel versus Nautilus. When you have these kind of champions, it is much less about lane dominance and lane control, although you can have kill lanes on him, but it's much less than a Kalista Renata or a Lucian Milio or something like that. And it's much more about, can I get unlocked from lane and can I start getting wards down in important positions? Because you can face check as these champions. If you start picking Rel, obviously you build a lot of HP, and obviously you can... ooh, shit, very near close to the knock-up there. But you can also, you know, face check well. You can W backwards when someone tries to do something like that. Nautilus can hook backwards and has a shield as well. Now, obviously in something like this, yeah, you're just way out of position. But on the whole, it's much easier as tank supports. I can't believe I just said that. I actually cast a curse him into the past. That's incredible. Where you can ward a lot more safely. You get a lot more weird wards down. And that means you can make plays like that. So actually Mickey was on vision there. Because there's a lot of different wards down. Whereas when you've got enchanters, it's harder to get deep vision because you're just very squishy. It's harder for you to escape. So Mad used a lot to go bot side, but they use the TF ults. They have pure vision of this now. Super gets a good ult through. Does he just die to the center ult? No, he doesn't. Oh, cards get him though. Oh, the cards get him. Oof. It's an absolute mess. Is it only the one though? You get only one for 4 ults? Oh, Alvaro just completely fucks that though. You have Shockwave here. I mean, you've got a really powerful Orianna Shockwave. This is potentially really... Oh, he gets caught by the W. This is really badly played by Mad, actually. Oh, no! That's really bad from Mad. Come on. Foscawi is... Yeah. Yeah, he walks forward to try and get himself a really good combo with a Q through everyone. So he tries to walk forward to then get the Q onto everyone, threaten a Shockwave, and he just walks into the center W, man. Ah, it sucks. Isn't lane prior bots getting banned in phase 1 still? Yeah, they are. You know, that's actually... No, you know what? That is actually good extra context. Most of the lane dominant champions are actually getting banned. On the whole. So your Kallistas, your Lucians, Varus is most of the time too. They are getting banned most of the time. I mean, in this game, you could have gone Varus Renata, right? I think you could have Varus Renata. Actually, did they ban Renata? G2 do ban a lot of Renata. Yeah, no, they actually G2 ban Renata. Yeah. So in fact, you're right. You could have gone Varus. You could have gone Varus Milio as well. That's also quite lane dominant. Lucian is only good on 4 to 5 bot lanes in the world. I mean, it's better in LCK and LPL just in general. I think that actually the mid-table teams are also very good at it. So I don't think that's completely true. Okay, so that's an overplay from Mad now. Both of the teams like super freaking aggressive, but there's a lot of response tools. This is an important thing as well. So I'm not saying there's just in response to this game, but it is important. Response times are one of the most important things to take into account in Pro League of Legends in the game. Because if you have a Twisted Fate, if a fight happens anywhere on the map, you pop your ult and you're there. Same with Globals. Globals are the fastest things to this. That's a very fast response time. Things that you don't expect though. A fight happens halfway across the jungle. Maokai presses his ult, and that's there within a couple of seconds too. Very fast response time, even though it's not a global. What about here? What happens if a fight happens under bot lane turret here? Even though he's not completely in the lane, you've got the Zac you can walk in here too. And because Elio is so quick at responding, Mad know that they can force a fight very, very quickly. Right here, it's just a mistake though. I don't know why Hans is standing next to a tower while Varus ults here. Elio is jumping forward. He'll have his E back up pretty soon. But right here, this is one of the things about playing against skill shots, right? Hans can't dodge this way. So if you fire the skill shot like along this line, you have to, the only way you dodge it is by like immediately clicking. Oh, I don't even know if you can click immediately down. You might even have to like, it might path you slightly here depending on the length of it. But if you dodge in this direction, you get hit. So don't stand next to terrain when people have got dangerous skill shots. I use this as an RE player all the time where like people just, yeah. Wait, do they get to kill the turret? Oh no, they don't. They don't have the grub buffs to kill as well. Okay, where's Vi's not here? What the shit is happening now? So you got double teleports coming in. BB has his ult, procs, Elio misses the Q. Frescovy has his ult. Gets hit by the Akali E. Where's the shockwave? BB mind games the shockwave. That's really good of him. Gets the E. Gets the R2 out as the shockwave is coming through, so he dodges the shockwave. Mickey dies anyway, but also when you use your R2 to go out, it means you don't have the ability to kill Frescowy and Super now. Why don't you think famous Twisted Fate players like Faker and Showmaker are not playing Twisted Fate when it's meta? Because I think that they get more value out of early lane pressure, like Talia, Azir, Orianna, and Hui to a certain extent, Karma, than Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate loses early lanes pretty damn hard. And I think that in the LCK and the LPL, you can't let that go through. Angel plays it a bit in LPL right now. But particularly with Faker, Faker likes to have early winning lanes because Owner and the whole of T1, and you can actually, there is a VOD review in my Twitch VODs right now. I'll be going up onto YouTube soon. I mean, if someone's watching this on YouTube, it's probably already up because it'll come out after that. On how T1 just, yeah, I mean, it's in every T1 VOD review that I do. They're just very good at using early lanes to push into the enemy jungle, to mess with the enemy jungle so the winning lanes just keep pushing and they keep getting value. It's really, really annoying. God damn, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, I think that basically BB's got a really awkward situation here, where if he dodges the shockwave with his R2, he gets out and he doesn't take damage, but it also means his team doesn't have damage to finish kills. G2 are overestimating their damage massively in these fights, man. Center ult comes through and that's nice, but they're really just flinging everything at them and it's not cleanly coming across. Mirwan gets a huge, like, turret kill on topside too. And you're starting to lose control of the map. You've not been able to push turrets as G2. Because if you start losing turrets, even compared to other games, if you're just pushing to your side of the map, stuff like this happens. Because they just engage from out of Fog of War. And that's a great example. I'm really glad that happened there. Because you've now just lost bot lane turret, top lane turret. Elio can jump at you from a million miles away. There's a million different skill shots which can kill you. And you've just seen there twice in a row, but G2... if you don't have territory, you don't have vision, this composition tears you to shreds, particularly when you've got such long-range follow-up. Poke Varus follows up from a mile away, Elioya starts things off, or Alvaro does, and Mirwan has really good ability to just kind of push in side lanes and potentially threaten a lot of squishies too, and then follow up on the knockups. So that's my triaging now of the situation. So G2, they have a Twisted Fate ult to check whether they're safe or not every few minutes. But that's not enough. That's not nearly enough. If you had a Maokai, which is of course banned in the first phase, of course it's going to be banned versus G2. Yike's a fantastic Maokai player. And I think it's just one of the strongest champions in the patch again. That's a huge problem. So they pulled a TF ult, and they used the TF ult here to then check vision. So when is the TF? TF ult's now. But you see everyone here. You know that Mirwan is not going to be here for the fight. Gold card comes through. Super's just pushed up too far. He doesn't have a cleanse with this build either. So the problem here is effectively the reason why Mad fall apart at this fight is because they want to make a play. They want to make the dive, but then as soon as Caps props the ult, they're like, we were not prepared to go backwards. They can teleport in with Mirwan, but even with that, you've used your first knockup. You've used your second one. You only have Shockwave now. And you're not going to be... okay, that's good, though. They actually managed to get a late knockup. Okay. 2 2-man knockup, including the Akali. Does Akali use R2 yet? Oh, she's just used R2. So Akali doesn't have a way out. So she's dead at this point. She's just like dead and buried. Oh, good Typhoon there from Mirren as well. He doesn't have a wind wall, so we can't block the gold card. Leo goes in for a different engage. Misses the stun from Alvaro, so Elio dies for his sins. That's kind of sad. That is effectively Mad not doing their due diligence defensively when they're looking for an aggressive play. So if G2 had delayed on that play, Mad would make a play and they'd win. But because they're looking aggressively, Super pushes up too far. Doesn't realize he'll have to run backwards in a short amount of time. Doesn't have cleanse, doesn't have flash. I mean, he didn't take cleanse, which is why he doesn't have it. He doesn't have flash and he dies for free, which is a bit sad. Mirren teleports in and at least gets something. But yeah, you can see that both these teams have really, really good response times. They can make a play very, very quickly, which means that you need to have good setup. Now, you lost your mid lane outer turret as well now for G2. They have a couple of wards around, but I don't think it's enough. It feels like if you don't have Twisted Fatal, you are so screwed. They have it up now, and it is getting toward it is second rank as well, which is helpful. They tank down side lane turrets. But on the whole, I am more afraid of Mad's comp jumping out of Fog of War than G2's, I think. Because they... no, that's not true. If everything's up, I think they're quite even. But I think that Mad can do it on a shorter cooldown than G2 can. Because we're fighting all the time, that means it favors Mad. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Because you're kind of waiting for the Twisted Fate ult. Broken Blade's gone for Leandries, interestingly. So he's not going for full burst. He's looking for like more tank killing potential, which is a decision. Okay, Herald in top side. Push in as much on that side of the map as possible. It's a mountain rift, and you've got 2 dragons. No, it's not mountain drift. It's a cloud rift. You're about to have 2 dragons on that front, but G2 pushing in towards top side means they can kind of control the Baron spawn at least. Anything else interesting happening here? I need to speed through this a little bit because my brain's fogging over a bit. I've been live for like 7 hours now. Okay, so dragon's coming up. Who's going to pull the trigger first successfully? Again, that's one of the, you know what? I said that in draft. I should keep going back to it. This game is pretty much going to be decided by who can control, who gets the first like knockout blow first in a fight. It's like who gets the first engage. Particularly Senna and Varus are going to be prey to that, but also it can be the mid laners too. Basically anyone who's out of position and immobile. So Mickey's walking in. He's trying to set things up. You don't have a Kali here. Not teleporting in just yet. Teleporting down to mid lane. Vi has a flank. Let's slow this down. So who's firing the shots? Mirren ends up charging his Q3, walks down towards Yike and throws it at him, denies him on the engage. Actually knocks him up there too, so Yike can't join the engage cleanly. Super's completely destroyed. Wow, wait, hang on a second. Oh, this is one of the most annoying things about Varus, by the way. You might ask, why doesn't he go Edge of Night? Why can't he do that? Because TF ult pops Varus shield. It will pop Edge of Night shield. Hook lands onto Super, which is, like, completely unforgivable, actually. What the hell happens there? I think Alvaro needs to peel off a dragon. There's no point you hitting this dragon. Like, you don't do DPS here. Walk over here. Walk over here. Front line for your team. Alvaro's in the wrong spot. That's Alvaro's fault, actually. Super shouldn't get hit by the hook. If he doesn't get hit by the hook, he can flash out, he can heal. And he doesn't die like that. That's actually on Alvaro. It's a momentary decision, but it happens. And that means that G2 actually find, like, the first big fight at this point. But what happens here? Oh, but Hans Sama gets hit by a Yasuo at the same time. Knock up onto BB so he can't get like a clean follow-up. Yike just got hit before, so he doesn't have a clean follow-up either. Mirren walks in. He gets like a huge amount of value. He uses the dragon to like finish him off as well. Mirren does a huge job here actually. Yeah, this is all Mirren. Mirren actually wins this fight for them. 100%. Jesus Christ, that's close. Triple kill? Jesus. Yeah, Mirren 100%. Quadric, fantastic. Start of the fight, gets a knock up onto Yike. Midway through the fight, gets a knock up onto Hans Sama. Gets a self-setup ult onto a Senna who's in the back line. So this is fantastic. Isn't caught in the engage. Doesn't go... I like... This is important. This is important. He doesn't go onto this knock up here. He could get a 2-man ultimate. No. He needs to get onto the Senna. Shockwave goes in there as well. He knows he doesn't need to ult onto that. That's great. A lot of our Yasuo players would just say, what's the biggest number of targets I can hit? That's really intelligent. Really intelligent. Okay, so we're on to Dragon again. Most ultimates are back up. Elio jumps in, he's on vision, Mickey dies for free, but Dragon goes down. Stops the Dragon stacking, but it's your support dead. Once your support's dead, you don't have ward clearing and ward placing as much, which is a problem, which means that you're losing vision control against a team which kills you with vision control. Jumps out of Fog of War, Caps dies, you didn't have the vision control because your support has died as well. You're losing in a turret. And we carry on. Are we going to get top lane in a turret as well? Yes. Mickey's back alive, but Caps isn't. You're not going towards Baron. Well, I mean, Baron's gone, of course you're not going towards that. But yeah. I think G2 are probably like one fight away from death now. Super's not really had an ability to impact this game. But I have to say that Sen has also been caught out a lot, partly because of, mainly because of good play, because of Matt, actually. I think both teams have shut down the enemy AD carries well. What that does mean is that you've got a 3k advantage to Super, which you can't really use, because it's quite hard for him to do stuff. Unironically, I would actually be going towards like a tank item now at this point, because it's like, well, I'd like to actually live and do something. But hey, that happens sometimes. Righty. Okay. What's happening here? So now you've just lost vision control again. Moon's pushing in topside. You have one ward, but it doesn't spot when Elio is actually charging up here. You have two wards, actually. BB gets away with E, but gets hit with the Q. Knock up, Dage. They got a load of aftershocks. They have a load of HP. That's the end of the game. That's the end of the game. Pretty sure that's game at this point. Yeah. Really well played from Mad Lions to just kind of like continually engage. And even though they lose fights, sometimes it was okay for them to just force fights aggressively, knowing that they might go even, but the next time they fight, they'll have their cooldowns up sooner. And then they just pull their head of the game and just use their stats against them. Order students are ready. They push in for mid inhib. Huge game advantage. Moon has got himself pretty much towards the 100% crit chance as well now. Pushing back into the map. Trying to wave clear as best they can. Yike! Who's he going on to? Frescovu. Does he have a Zhonya's? Oh, they actually don't get the kill. I mean... Oh, he dies the last second. They're like, wow, whatever. The thing is, this is the first time where Super actually gets to play the game. This is the first fight where Super gets to play the game and he absolutely shreds them. Oh my god. Imagine being ulted by Vi the entire game, having a 3k individual advantage, or 4k at this point, and be like, haha, I can finally play the game. That's kind of funny, actually. I like that. That's kind of funny. That's funny. I like that. And they kill the Nexus. All right. That was a really good snowball game from Mad. Let's go to game 2. I'm just going to, like, completely go through this. Where's game 2, actually? What's this? It's game 4? What's this? Game 2. Cool. This is Dusk. I don't want to see Dusk. I want to go see Draft. And I need to remember to change my camera this time as well. Okay. Get into Draft and quickly go through it. So TF banned by G2 this time. So what would they not want to play in G2? Banning Time Crunch early as well. So maybe they want to let through the center. Or they want to pick center again first and then say they want to pick center and pick a Vi later, but then not have the Time Kench answer it. So they're happy to give like the Varus if they pick center, but they also want to make sure that they can ban out the Time Kench early just in case Mad pick up Time Kench against G2's kind of single target pick kind of composition. Okay, so that means that Mad buying out the Vi. Sen is available still. Varus is available still. You can use lane dominance or scaling with a little bit of tankiness from the support. Oh, but Marco's. Yeah, I know. Marco's. You can switch that between center bot lane or even non-center bot lane and then jungle as well. I actually think that Marco's better support than a jungler right now. He just needs his ult. He'd actually, because he's not going AP right now, you very occasionally, you don't really need that much gold income on Marco. He's just very good as a support. So now you can lock in center Nautilus yourself. That's quite a powerful thing. Problem is, if you don't pick up the Nautilus now, there's a chance that it gets locked in on the other side. Center Nautilus is probably the best of the remaining... Well, I mean, you don't have Marco or Time Crunch. I think Center Marco is the best one. Unless you want to go towards, like, some lane-dominant Center Neela stuff. Varus LeBlanc. I mean, LeBlanc's not fantastic. Oh, yeah. So you do lock in the Nautilus on 3. Varus has gone through. You're holding potentially jungle support flex. LeBlanc, we don't know whether it's going to be AD or AP, but it gives you side lane threat. And also, yeah, I mean, it's basically just because Caps is good at LeBlanc rather than anything else. Regis, by the way, or Regis. Thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Okay. Banning out some carries and some combos which can work in terms of lower CC junglers like Lilia and Yike. They do have CC, but they're more like follow-up CC most of the time. Lilia setting up her own ults can sometimes be a bit difficult. It's really nice if you have someone else to do it for you. They're preparing for the Maokai to go towards support. Varus Maokai is a very, very annoying side lane. And because no one's playing that many tanks, the Varus can go poke very easily. If you're going into like Cassante, it's kind of difficult. If this was fasting center and then like the Nautilus gets tanky, then maybe you'd have to go on hit. You got the Varus Renatus, it's likely going to be on hit now anyway. Marco goes into the jungle, Cassante's top lane. You have a huge front line now. A goddamn huge front line. And you've picked out the Gnar. But the problem is, you have one sideler in the side laner in the Gnar, but I'm pretty sure the Gnar can lose against the LeBlanc. We'll see if this is AP or AD. But I feel like front to back, Mad Lion's comp is so much harder to play. I think that if you go for the if you go for, like, more farming Maokai, not Maokai, farming Nautilus, they are so much more tanky and it's much easier to play the game. So it's AP LeBlanc. Which evens out your damage profile a little bit more. But I'm playing on Frescovi actually, to Frescovi. Oh, starts the chain, misses, that sucks. If he'd hit that chain there, that would have potentially been flash blown. Because Broken Blade can just hit Ghost and just run at him. Okay. But you see there's like the support item on the Nautilus already, which means that it's going to be slightly higher damage center, but I don't know, man. I just think that in this game, the tankiness of the Nautilus matters a lot more because it means you can actually play a lot more ballsy with your engages. And it also means that center has longer range, kind of from stacks as well, because you get more stacks when you're not farming. Hans and Mickey using huge early game pressure. They get the push. They get to go bot side. They potentially look to get themselves camp steal. Frescovi makes a mistake here, by the way. Frescovi makes a mistake. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them. So when you're playing against LeBlanc, you want to hold one soldier in reserve if you can. So he puts up the soldier down where LeBlanc is, but he's going to get a single auto before he gets like a full trade back on him. He has Fleet, which will give him some extra sustain, and particularly because Fleet now procs off soldiers, you always get to attack the enemy champion, because Zee is very good at landing soldier autos on an enemy champion. So that means that Caps just jumps beyond the sea. Actually, this is really nasty. So he jumps beyond the minions, gets a full trade, and when he jumps back as well, like Frescovi doesn't really have... because he's... Oh, does he jump back on an auto-attack timing? So watch what happens here. So Frescovi is midway through an auto-attack timing. That's... Oh, this is so nasty. This is really well played from Caps, actually. So he's not gonna stand in the middle of these two soldiers where they can both attack him. Instead, he jumps. He goes straight through this, eats one soldier auto, realizing that the base damage of soldiers is pretty low nowadays. He gets a full trade on him with electrocute and you know, his mark and sigil and stuff. And the nasty thing here too is Azir doesn't have Nash's Tooth yet. He's not doing any extra damage with his own actual Azir autos. He bounces back to his return point. He bounces back to his return point as Frescovi auto-attacks for the last time. And because he's just used his auto-attack is on cooldown. He doesn't have enough attack speed yet. So he pops back. He can't get another auto-attack with the soldiers. Caps walks away with a fantastic trade. Fantastic plays. That was really well played from Caps. And also kind of poorly played from Frescovi. By that logic, why does Faker use LeBlanc as perma-prio when I see it being played? you can't blind pick it as much. I feel like it is not perma-prio, actually. I feel like in that case, it's just Frescovi not playing well. I think LeBlanc's also just had like a load of nerfs back-to-back. Also, T1 are not necessarily a side-laning 1-3-1 team. They're a full-court press team that then turns into team fighting. They don't necessarily look to like do side-lane dives all the time, which is kind of what LeBlanc wants to do. You have some early... Well, you can't pick LeBlanc if she doesn't have a good matchup in mid lane. Obviously, Caps is very good at that here. But you also need to then transition that into, like, actually, like, getting side lane pressure. It's the early lane pressure, I think that a lot of teams can do. But actually getting that to the point, against good teams, that's not always enough. So now Frescovi, he's eaten so many bad plays back-to-back. Oh, and Yike knocks Yoyer out of his own knock-up. But all of this happens because Caps is so good at this goddamn champion. He body blocks Frescovi. Oh, yike and Caps, man. They're so nasty. Single Q? Yeah, nice. But all of this is because Caps trades really well early. I really like the waiting for Frescovi's last auto, immediately pinging back so you can't get another auto stack. That's nice. Faker with this roster has a 100% win rate on LeBlanc. Wow, I actually didn't realize that. I was around to see his LeBlanc win streak back in the day. Mickey dies. Oh no, he gets the bailout, which means that Super has to waste a load more autos. And he dies. Oh, Varus Renata, man. Yeah, I think that G2 know the power of Renata. Oh, and he's gonna he executes knowing that potentially he's gonna get roamed down on as well. Wow, that's actually kind of that's kind of good game sense from Hans there. 15-0 on LeBlanc with this roster. That's fantastic. I didn't realize that actually. But yeah, Caps played that early trade really well. I was very impressed with that. Caps has been much more back in form actually. I've been enjoying watching this gameplay a lot. Even the TF, I didn't think it was a bad game last game. I think that G2 as a team didn't know when to say no. They didn't really exactly have a no button. Hang on, did he do it again here? I want to see if he does the auto attack timing again. Maybe he's worried about eating a Q or something. I think what Caps wanted to do... Yeah, he messes this one up. He messes this one up. Does he just die now? He has no flash. Oh, yikes it. Oh, no. No. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, he messes that up. I think he was maybe trying to bait out an auto-attack animation to think that Frescovi could just Q him. So he wanted to, like, dodge out a Q, but then he's doing that predictively rather than, like, reactively, which would have worked out better for him. Okay. So, G2, huge advantages in mid and bot lane. Top lane, yes, you have... You know, Mirwin with a kill, and he's getting a side lane advantage, but he has to play potentially up against Caps in a side lane later as well. It's not 80 LeBlanc, so it's not full side lane LeBlanc, but it's still really nasty. And you don't really want to have to itemize magic resist, because that's not really what you can't go Merc Treads. Well, he hasn't gone Merc Treads, he's gone Swifties. But that would have been, yeah, it kind of sucks. You can see that Caps has now gone towards Dark Seal as well. Picks up anything else. This is going to be an absolute pain in the ass. So, yeah. Ah, they spotted them going in there. Folks. They didn't spot Yike, though. He's just going to eat out. Wait, does he get cancelled by the handshake? Yikes. This Varus Renata is so unstoppable now. So this is why early lane pressure lanes have been so powerful, is that, yes, it's harder for you to get vision into the enemy jungle and face check and blah blah blah, and front line and blah blah blah, but if you start winning lane and you roll around the map, no one can stop you, no one can contest you really. Because engaged supports, they try and all in you when you're like even in gold or even in fighting power. It's just not as easy as that though. Anything else interesting to talk about right now? Even Jojo talked about it at MSI 22. His permaban versus him until farms by RNG. Wow, yeah, damn. Yeah, I just don't think that this current iteration of T1 has typically been playing around kind of like the side laney stuff. I think they much prefer Faker on like a known quantity. In terms of like the Azir or the Corki or something like that. It's just long range, very easy to play around. Because what Faker has done is he's allowed his like the kids on the roster to have a more fun time. Because he just takes well-known mage matchups. That's wow. He just punishes Mirwin as he goes into mini. So this is the thing about Cassandra versus Gnar. I know we've just been talking about some other stuff. In the West, Gnar is very, very, very good because no one knows the timings to punish Gnar. BB does. Really good plays here to just kind of get him through the wall there. As soon as he goes into mini Gnar and he doesn't have the possibility to build up rage, Cassante just decks him. Even though he loses up until that point, and you can see that the CS advantage is indicative of that, BB does a good job of punishing that timing. I think he's one of the few Western top laners that can make that work. I don't trust many other top laners in the West to make that happen, so that's important. Kind of shows that understanding of the matchup, and Mirwin, I don't think he's a bad top laner either. He's done a lot better than I thought he would do. Lichbane build up for LeBlanc now. Yeah, Lichbane is such a strong item, actually. Which means that he can still be a split push threat, even as AP. Because you can hit towers and you can go for the single auto trades with the Lichbane, or Lichbane QE stuff, electrocute trades. Lichbane is a very strong item right now. Yeah, this is nice. I'm gonna keep skipping forward through some stuff here. Sorry if this is gonna miss some details. I'm just like getting kind of tired. And, oh my god, does he get him again on the same timing? No, he doesn't even get him on the same timing. He's about to hit Mega now, so it's not even that. That's what happens here. No item completion, no armor, no nothing. Wow, that's a clean combo. He knows there's no... Wait, there is a center ult. There is a center ult. He just doesn't... Maybe Mirwin thinks he's going to get Mega. Wow, they didn't even use the center ult. I think that's a miscommunication. I think Mirwin didn't realize he was dead there. But which is actually quite a big problem. Because if Mirwin doesn't understand these trades and whether he's going to die like that all out, it's a problem. And now... You've got so many pushing lanes with BB winning lane, the Varus Renata winning lane. The Maokai ult can fly out of Fog of War. The Renata ult can fly out of Fog of War, and things go very badly. So Alioria dies as well, and Fresco has to blow Flash and ult. Super's probably going to die. I think that... Wait, he blows Cleanse maybe. I don't think... If he hits the W, it's one thing, but then BB can also just like... Cleanse through it. Caps comes down as well, kills him. Yeah. So this is the difference between a Zac when... Zac has pushed up lanes and he can jump on you from Fog of War, and when he gets pushed in and he has to be very reactive from his own jungle. Zac does not want to be playing from his own jungle. He wants to be playing into your jungle and into your lanes from your own jungle. Because when that starts falling apart, he can't cover the map in the same way that another jungler can, and yeah, Yike's been really good at kind of like putting down saplings as well. This is another thing. Maokai really helps with vision control. Because you put down saplings and it spots out someone like Elio who wants to be jumping around, or someone like Alvaro that wants to be forcing fights. And what this means is that Mad can't force fights on their terms. They have to go into those lanes they're losing. They're losing this top lane matchup now. They're losing the mid lane matchup. They're losing the bot lane matchup. The way you get away from that is making power plays beyond the lanes, and that's not really happened easily. So, yeah, you're stupidly far behind now. You're going into a 1-3-1 setup, and you can see that BB is very tanky, has Ghost and all out. Probably going to be fine. Super, he's blown Cleanse. Yeah. Hands pops Ghost. No Ghost on the center. Zac was trying to respond towards bot side. Even if Zac flies into mid lane, it's a lost play. As soon as Zac jumps bot lane, the play's on in mid. Super can't be... You cannot be here, Super. Your jungler just jumped in bot lane. And that means that that means that G2 know there's no one to protect you there. So that's bad from Super. He just disconnects you from the rest of his team. I think that Super and Alvaro, the problem with them is that they play very badly from behind. Because they're just very disrespectful from behind. I think they're fantastically talented players, but when they fall behind, they don't gracefully lose, pretty much ever. Elio jumps in, he's... Jesus Christ, he dies for free. Hansama dies at least, that's good. Well, good shuffle in. But you've already lost your front line. You're so far behind in gold. It doesn't even matter if you kill the AD carry. There's enough gold elsewhere. This game is very over. And every time you lose these fights, you're losing towers. You're losing vision. Yike puts down saplings in your jungle, and this gets worse. There's no safe place for you to farm. Super has been alone in lanes, trying to pick up, just scrounge some waves where he can. It's not been going very well for him. You're getting triggered that you hear people like Dom say Faker can't play current LeBlanc. Faker's been playing fucking great this year, actually. And the thing is, though, I think actually you ask, Monty, Thor, and Dom as well. I think they'll probably contest that Faker probably is right now the best mid in the LCK. I mean, Dom might say Chovy still, which I think that there's an argument there. I think Faker is playing on an individual level very, very fucking well. And, Yeah, even though we don't see him on stuff like the LeBlanc. I kind of had a big video around this in terms of how T1 played their style last year. The great thing about Faker is that you can do all of this shit without having to counter pick. I think bot lane can do that too, but they kind of like get more space to do whatever. You just kind of know what you're getting out of Faker, and the fact that he's getting so much value is huge. This is a big overplay from... This is what I'm talking about response timers, right? You jump on someone in mid lane, you immediately have a Maokai ult to coming through. I get that he's really close in this case, but even if Maokai was... If Maokai was over here or something, taking blue buff, he could still throw the ult away. If he was on Raptors, he could still ult here. Whereas, like, if you're like a, I don't know, a Lee Sin or something, or like a Xin Sao, you struggle to engage over multiple walls. Obviously, he's in a great place here, so that's not necessarily... I just wanted to illustrate that point in terms of why Maokai is very important with these snap engage kind of comps. Mad play as though they're ahead when they're not. Caps gets an angle. He dies? No, he doesn't even die. Wow. Oh, he dies at the end of it. Okay, whatever. So they're losing side lanes, so they have different angles that... Mad have too many angles that they need to cover. They try and just break out of this enclosure, and they try and make a big play. They lose. Renata bailout would have made things a pain in the ass anyway. Yeah. Oh, man. This comp... Yeah, Mad are not a great team from behind. That's one thing which I really need to see from this team. What can they do when they're realistically put behind by really good teams? This team, I could see them going internationally. I think they're very talented at finding leads, but they're just not a team which I trust when they're at a goal deficit. I'm still here. Yes, for now. For now, Winter. I'm doing a VOD with this because I'm doing a podcast with Rich and Kira later. And I just wanted to make sure I've got a bit of a fresh memory of these games, at least. So I can have a think about how the next split of LEC is going to go. Because that's very important. Caps, god. Oh, shit, that was kind of close. I mean, he has teleport back, and he didn't even have to blow that, so that's fine. BB all out. Does he die here? Wait, you might even get a recall from LeBlanc coming through soon. Like a teleport coming in. He teleported towards bot side, actually. Oh my god, he actually just 1v2s them. Yeah. I think Mad are just not a very good team from behind. I think G2 are a very good team from ahead, so it's like a massive stylistic mismatch in that sense. I don't think it's one or the other. I don't think it's just G2 aren't good. Mad are just bad from behind. No, that's not true. G2 are very good at forcing these winning lanes in Europe. They're very, very good at controlling vision control right now. I had some issues in regular season from that, and sometimes a little bit earlier into playoffs as well. But I think when they're ahead of the game, they strangle out the game very, very well. And they're one of the teams which I trust with playing winning lanes. And I think right now it is a real testament to how strong a team is. If you have 3 winning lanes, how quickly can you close a game? G2 do that just ruthlessly. Most of the games in this series are like below 30 minutes, which is very quick. Ugh. Also, thanks for everyone that stuck around to watch this, by the way. I know this is not the co-stream and it's not always like the content which people's here for all the time. But yeah, it means a lot that people stick around and they keep enjoying this stuff. Because, yeah, I've streamed a lot recently. And it's nice to kind of know that people appreciate the work I'm putting in. Okay, so I've managed to... They have been graciously been granted a red buff. How quaint. Yeah, you just don't have any damage from anywhere really at this point on Mad. This is a slow death. There isn't much to analyze at this point. It's basically just G2 forcing vision control in the right places, forcing Mad to kind of like pull themselves across the map to get the barest form of resources, not really giving them an option to go onto the Varus or the LeBlanc out of position. And because they have the Renata and the Maokai, they respond very quickly to anything Mad could potentially snap engage with as well. Hey, no worries, Messi, and also welcome to the chat. So you're a first time chatter as well. And thanks for the follow, appreciate it. 10 stack Dark Seal. This is, I mean, you've just lost 2 inhibitors at 26 minutes. It's like your soul point down. Baron spawning in a minute. I'm actually going to just tap this forward a couple of times. This is the replay. They're back out onto the map. They're death balling because if you engage onto any target while the Renata or the Maokai is with them, one person's going to go forwards. The ult from the Maokai or the Renata is going to go fly into them and behind them, separating out the team. As you can see here, the Maokai, the Renata, all they crisscross over each other. They get onto the target, but no one else can. LeBlanc dies this time, which is actually kind of an awkward thing. But, like, so much damage has been done, it just does not matter. This is kind of G2 flexing their muscles. I'm very going to quickly go through this as well. Like, the late game of this is not necessarily important to analyze. The fact that they got that far ahead is more important than the fact that they're smashing them while they're ahead. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, folks. Game 3, draft. Do I get myself another Red Bull? Yeah, why not? Okay, folks, I'm getting myself another draft, another drink. Ugh. Okay, move my camera. El camera. Do Riot do background checks when hiring talent for their events? I really do think, I do really think what it takes, but I worried that my criminal record would complicate things. Should I craft a fake identity? Or just pray they don't notice? What did you do to erase yours? Well, you see, I used to have blonde hair, so I just changed my hair color. And much like the Clark Kent Superman divide, a simple but dramatic change in someone's appearance can be enough, and then you just bullshit the rest of it. That's all I can tell you, buddy. Best of luck. Best of luck. Alright, folks. I'm gonna swiftly ignore that. Holy shit. Let's go. Right, okay, so, switch to side choice again. Yeah, you just change your hair color, and then, yeah, well, you wear, like, a mustache. You just make, like, one significant change to your identity. It's like when your D&D character dies, and you create exactly the same character, but it's like their brother or something, and they've got, like, a slight difference and, like, one letter name changed in the name. So, Senna locked in this time. Vi's gone, so you don't have a way onto that. Varus is up, so we're gonna see... Are we gonna see Varus Senna traded off again? You don't have great frontline options. It's harder to play front to back with the Senna. I mean, you can't do the Senna Maokai. You're likely seeing a Nautilus. You could go Varus Nautilus, or you can lock in the Nautilus here and then go for your AD carry later on. Like, you could go for, like, Nautilus and then, something else. Instead, going towards, Varus' ear. Because the frontlining options are quite slim now, because you don't have Cassante or this, you're likely going towards two very long-range backlines in the, Varus in his ear, and this doesn't have to be on hit Varus because it's there's no tanks really left in the pool. If we had like Poppy on the match or something like that, maybe a bit different. But would you say that G2's macro is because they have 3 winning lanes? In that game, yes. In that game, yes. In the game before that, obviously it's not the same. But your macro changes an awful lot because this is a really important concept. I'm going to stop talking about the draft just for a second. This is a really important concept. Because this applies to Billy Gaming, it applies to T1, it can apply to Gen G in certain moments as well, it can apply to D2 when they're playing this kind of composition as well. In those kind of drafts, if you have winning lanes, it doesn't mean they will stay winning lanes. Now, if you get to push in and then move to another lane with a pushing lane, and you just kind of take turret plates and turrets, stuff like the Varus Renata, you need to do things to underpin this as well. You also need jungle support, going into the enemy jungle, spotting out the enemy jungler, getting vision down, denying the enemy big power plays like teleports behind you, so you need to have very good vision control behind you and then into the enemy jungle as well. Because the way you beat winning lanes, say if there's like a Caitlyn Lux, a really good example of this, you teleport behind them, you dive onto them, and you stop them just winning the lane and winning in a 2v2. You make it uneven numbers, and you play around that. Now, what junglers like Shun or Ona, Yike and Mickey in terms of their duo here do is like they make sure that their jungle support will be kind of moving into the enemy jungle at the same time you've got a wave crash coming in. So someone has to be under the enemy turret. That means you have the ability to just check out the enemy jungle. You get some wards down and you can look for a dive or force them off the turret, or you look for a play in the enemy jungle. That's when they have those options going through. Now, that doesn't always mean that these teams always have winning lanes, and it doesn't mean that they will always do that same style of play. But when you have winning lanes, there is an underpinning to keep those lanes winning. Because just because a lane has a counter pick matchup does not mean that they will always stay that way. Jace is another great example. If Jace top lane is against someone, even like a fighter, like an Aatrox or whatever, if Jace dies in lane, that lane can very much turn from a winning lane into a losing one. Caitlyn, if Caitlyn doesn't win lane, feels awful. Now, we don't actually have the Nautilus locked in. Talia, who can roam better than the Azir, so maybe we're looking for Frescovi trying to head towards bot side a little more. And the Rel as well is here to be a flex between jungle support. I think maybe Mad give up on the Zac at this point. But then you're potentially allowing Broken Blade to play the Zac top lane. Just hope they don't host any events in North Dakota because of your criminal record until 29. Jesus, man. Again, they ban out the Tahm Kench as well, because Tahm Kench is really good against the Nautilus ult because you just swallow someone up. Now, whenever Nautilus is in meta, this is another thing too, whenever Nautilus is in meta, Viego's in meta. A lot of the time. Because Nautilus is very good at setting up the first kill by landing a hook and then the ult, Or they are the first kill and Viego resets on them. Because Nautilus dies a lot the first time into a fight. So that's something worth noting in there as well. Rumble Bel'Veth. But like, how does Bel'Veth play this game? I don't know if I like this Bel'Veth. Because, okay, so the thing is, Bel'Veth wants winning lanes so she can permanently invade and steal camps. She is not necessarily battle warding, she's counter jungling. She wants to take enemy jungle camps, most of the time. You just get loads of farm. You're not winning bot lane, because you have Varus Nautilus. You're not winning that bot lane. And the center rel is okay, but like, that's whatever. Taliyah's pretty good. But then you've just given counterpick as well, so you've got the Rumble who's going to be behind too. I don't like Bel'Veth with losing lanes. You've basically got Bel'Veth with 3 losing lanes. And that means that you're likely going to be very risky. If you have losing lanes and you're invading anyway, that means that Yike is going to go take fights early, and then you're like, you know, you're going to have Viego resets on you. That's nasty. As a phrase, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Alright, let's get into this game. And I need to move my camera as well. And my camera. Okay, so can you fight level 1? Because you can look for a level 1 camp start here. I mean, you got a Nautilus and a Varus. They're really strong level 1. Is not fantastic, because Taliyah's probably better. Kennen's okay level 1, but not fantastic. Why don't G2 pick Kench before? In which game? In this game, I don't think you want it. I think you want to have like the Nautilus to force fights more. And be more aggressive. Okay, so this is a thing too. Most of the time, against stuff like Kennen or ranged top laners, you can walk into these brushes as a 5-man stack, try and catch them out. Because if you're the Kennen, you get to sit right here. You get to sit here, throw Qs out of the bush. You get to move out of the brush and then auto-attack as well. And then someone like this Rumble gets to like really bad trades against them. I mean, Rumble can actually trade back a little bit in this case too. But it's not... Yeah, it's still not great. You don't want to give ranged top laners bush access because it's just a lot. Okay, but because they're on top side, means that BB's not going to be able to completely do that. Nautilus is pretty good versus Rel as well, because as soon as she goes to the crash zone, you just throw out a hook and it cancels it. It's very quick and easy to cancel that combo. And you didn't get any camp invades from Iloga. So this Bel'Veth's not really able to do that much. I think it's quite telling that G2's champion pools, particularly in like top lane, and having stuff like LeBlanc as well, allows them to draft like... I think other teams have really fun kind of engaging counter picks and stuff like that. And someone like Adam on BDS has his top lane counter picks to win a lot of lanes too. But like, on the whole, G2, every single lane has another pick to win lane. And that allows them to just play towards the winning lane macro a lot more. What's happening here? So you've had a full clear top to bot. Wait, how much information did G2 have on the first jungle clear? Let me just go through this again actually. They have a ward on red buff. Wait, so they know exact... Well, that's easy. I mean, G2 know exactly where he's going to be. If you start on red buff, you're going red side into top side. You're not doing a reverse clear here, because Bel'Veth wants to be farming as quickly as possible. What I mean by a reverse clear is that you go... You used to do this when you were afraid of getting 3 buffed, so you go buff to buff, and then you clear through the rest of your camps. So you kind of go like this. So you go like that, on the whole. Whereas, I mean, it's kind of crap to do that, because it slows down your farming path a lot. It means you're slow to scuttle, so you're just going to go like this instead. You're going to go through all of your camps sequentially. Well, I mean, not the last 2, though. You kind of go to like that. But, yeah, because they have the ward on the red buff, they know exactly what Elio's doing. Like, they spot him going towards Krug. Wait, do they spot him going towards... Yeah, they spot him going towards Krug's after he's even done that shit. So they know that he's not going to be bot side. Yike has the easiest time full clearing towards bot side. Knowing that he's going to have, like bot lane pushing in towards... Wait, why the hell are you pushing his super and Alvaro if you know your jungler's going to top side? Why would you do that? Frescavi, rather, he wards into the enemy jungle. Alua's got a fast clear, that's fine, sure, cool. Yike's level 3, not level 4 just yet. Does he skip his Gromp? Does he even need to skip his Gromp? No, he doesn't. So, Super and Alvaro, what are you doing, man? He has exhausts, he has to flash away, so that's 2 summoners for free. I mean, Mickey has to do that as well, but like, that's super risky from Super and Alvaro. That's super, super risky. There's not even any camps for Alvaro to like, going towards... I don't think... yeah, okay, he can go towards potential... oh, so this is fun. So, Azir... so Caps just walks back and says, okay, can I spot Elio looking for a Raptor steal? No, he can't. Well, yeah, well, he does, kind of. So Elio gets himself a Raptor camp, whereas Yike manages to blow some summoners bot... well, that's Trader Summons. So actually, this is not as good for G2, but it could have been much worse. And then Elio is going Raptors to Raptors, because she is one of the fastest Raptor-taking champions in the game. What was Yike doing? Was he looking for Raptor steal? In fact, he does go Raptor steal, I think. Does he get all of the camp? No, he gets some of the camp, but not all of it. So that's Yike being punished for kind of taking Raptors away from the Bel'Veth. Yike is, of course, a Bel'Veth player as well. Important to know. Caps is fine with Fleet Footwork, but it is a close run thing. And Yike does actually end up getting, like, pretty much all... I think he does get all of those Raptors, pretty much. All of the important ones, anyway. BB's got even-ish lane in topside. Moon's going to click, get that one up. Thing is, Bel'Veth really wants to fight from ahead. You want to just, like, throw your weight around in a winning jungle matchup. This is not a winning jungle matchup right now. You want to wait until level 6 until... well, I mean... you don't have to have level 6 to the first grubs. It's the second grubs which are more important for that. But, like, once you get the first grub, it will give you your form. And it will give you a lot of your stacks of your Lavender and Bloom as well. So that's kind of important in that way. So you're going to get all 3. It's nice if he does. Traded for an early dragon. You had bot lane dominance anyway achieved from Hans and Mickey after they allowed the early shove to go into them. I would imagine that Hans and Mickey actually allowed the early shove to go into them for that play to happen bot side, actually. Sad that he can get more out of it, but yeah. So not too explosive right now, but you can see that, like... okay, at least Elio is managing to get into the enemy side of the jungle now. I am surprised that Elio is getting this many camps. He's getting a red buff, he's getting Krugs, because, I mean, Caps should be able to make plays now. I guess you've got Frescovi... oh, Fresco, got that. Being able to use his ult. I feel like BB should be able to get pressure in this top side where he can. That's messy from Caps. What's he doing there, man? Oh, I mean, he just gets combos. That's so simple. What is happening there, man? Hey, Instado, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the chat, Rod, that's the one. Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of this on my YouTube. And, you know, there will be some stuff which is open to interpretation, and I'm sure I'll miss some things, and, you know, I'm not perfect in that regard. But it's nice to kind of, like, for me, help myself vocalize some of the points which I like talking about, because that's my job, it's what I do as a color caster. Because Caps dies in mid lane in a super weird timing, he shouldn't die there. It means that BB... Broken Blade's in a bad position here, right? Because Broken Blade is just about to crash a wave in topside. He's starting the crash. Azir dies just as Broken Blade starts pushing the wave. Because now what this means, BB goes, oh crap. Because already, if he doesn't auto-attack another minion and he runs away, this wave will freeze about here. Not in tower. So he has to push in the thing the whole way. But then the problem is Azir's just fucking died. And that means, Talia now has an opening topside. There's no vision in River to spot her out. Which means that BB is in a really bad spot. It means that potentially he's going to get Talia rammed on. Did you see Nuggery roast the shit out of Broken Blade Cannon? No, I didn't. What did he say? What did he say? I'd actually kind of like to see that. He roasted Broken Blade's Cannon from this game. I did find it kind of confusing why he was losing quite early and early with a counter matchup like this. He said he used a bad skin? Right. Right, okay, was that it? Damn. Okay, so BB just about gets away with this, actually. He just about gets it into tower, and Frascovi doesn't get to use his ultimate topside. I also think... well, no. They know where Yike is, or they know where he isn't. They know he's not in this brush, and they know he's not in these brushes either. He could have gone through lane and gone onto Krugs, but even then, if he was in like shape to answer topside, they would have known. So, yeah. I also wonder, no, Fresco was looking for the play top. He resets late now, so Caps is actually going to get some minions into tower. He doesn't want to ult into mid lane either. Plus, it's not really worth it. First level to ult's not even that long range. It doesn't help you reset to lane really. He asked why he didn't choose the down one skin, and then he missed 2 stuns during the game. Oh, that sucks. I mean, Noguri is one of the greatest cannon players of all time. Him and Smab. Oh my god, he gets hit by another combo? Are you kidding me? Oh, Caps. Oh, he gets away with it, luckily, but come on, man. You can't just let 3 untargeted combos hit you like this. Ah, it's annoying. Thoughts on farming center? I think that it is much more valuable to have a hyper tanky support rather than a higher item center. Center is balanced around getting stacks without farming anyway. I think you can do intermittent fasting. I think you can do the dieting center, as I like to call it. Okay, flash from familiar. That's flash for flash. That's fine. Because that way you kind of get the best of both worlds. You can take something like you can take a couple of minions, but like I think it's really important to like get a lot of souls on center, and also like. You have decent gold income even with just a support item. Blood Song's a very good item spike on her. And once she has a little bit of lethality, she actually does a lot of damage, and she also gets lethality scans for her healing as well, which is just really nice in general. I think that farming center is just because people don't know how to use like intermittent fasting center as well, or like how to organize that in terms of. Oh, God, that was a Red Bull burp. The Red Bull burp. Okay, so, Mad are going to get themselves 6 grubs. Partly because Caps has been caught out a couple of times now. For free. Now, can they do anything about this? Yike doesn't have flash, Elio doesn't have flash. You don't have Kennen, who doesn't have You're not looking for a fight here. Nah, you're not looking for a fight at all. Yike doesn't have flash, he has ult, so he can get away. No, he can't. G2 cleanly dodge a Talia combo challenge, impossible. So, I like to think that Viego is a very, very good anti-pick champion in a lot of ways too. He's very good when both compositions are pick champions because of a couple of things. Yes, if you get the first pick, he resets and he turns one pick into an entire team fight win. If you try and pick the Viego, he ults away. He goes unstoppable. Very hard to catch him. Now, it turns out, if you don't press the fucking button, he's really easy to kill. Come on, man. Press your damn R button. The thing is, because you're unstoppable while you're casting it, you don't even get like the flick back. It doesn't even give the damage through the minefield. You get the minefield hitting you with your initial cast of it, like does some damage, but it's not the shunt through which gives any damage either. That's just a bit lazy from Yike, and obviously Caps, we've grumbled a bit about that already. Okay. Now what's happening here? Okay, this is a thing. We talked about this in the G2 versus Fnatic VOD reviews, so for those of you who have been taking notes on that, I'm going to ask you a question. You don't have to answer in chat or anything, just think about this, okay? If you have just won a play on one side of the map and you've been playing around one side of the map, do you still have vision on the other side of the map? It's a pretty easy one, right? No, you don't. Mad Lions just played towards top side. They've focused very hard on mid lane, and they focused very hard on Herald. And they've been spending a lot of time around here. Where do you think Alvaro's been? He's not been bot lane. Where do you think Elduro's been? He's just been around topside jungle. He's not been there either. So, what that means is that when Mirwin goes out to push this wave, he is very likely doing that with zero vision, and there is a likelihood that G2 have dropped a ward or two around them. Elduro goes down towards bot side. But when we were talking about this other thing too, if you're sat here and you're pushed up, you don't have a center ult, that's important. Fraskevi's not in range to do anything with this ult. And there was another thing we mentioned earlier. Response timing is very important in League of Legends. If you have globals, you can respond pretty much instantly to a lot of players, at least when they're kind of globals into semi-globals. If you had a Maokai instead of this, there is a chance that, say, someone jumps out of this bush from here, that if you were on Krogs, there's a chance you could reach maybe around about here and throw an ultimate this way. That might save you, especially if you've got the Maokai ult and then you've got like a Rumble ult coming through here as well, and kind of a line like that. If you had a line around here or something. But Bel'Veth can't do that. Bel'Veth is not a champion, much like we were talking about with Xin Zhao, that can't really respond that quickly. So, a couple of big mistakes. Mad, they do a quick shift. They go from top side to bot side in terms of where they want to push. They've got on resets, but Maywin does not have the vision, and he doesn't have the response timings to help him get to this play. BB gets into the bush. It wouldn't have actually mattered if BB wasn't in that bush. He could have come down here as well, because Mickey could just come in and just press his ult. All this means is that, from BB being in the bush, means that Maywin doesn't have to, like... It means that no one has to, like, throw their ults and stuff. They actually end up giving it to Hans Sammer as well, damn. Yeah, so this is Mad. Switching sides of the map too quickly, not paying respect to the lack of vision and the lack of response time they have towards bot side. So that's a big mistake from Mad. Means that Maywin kind of gives up a free death for free. Kill goes over to Hans Sammer. That's a bit annoying. Now, the cross map has come in. It means that you're going to get some plates going towards top side. They also have 5 grubs. When you're cross mapping With grub buffs, obviously that means a lot more. You know what else? So this is an off-topic one as well, but because Hansam is in the game, we'll talk about it. If you have Draven in a cross map, you always need to be very careful as the enemy team. Because if you cross map, and I think Mad Lions fell prey to this at MSI one game, it might have been versus T1 actually, and you give Draven a kill on the cross map, then obviously you get shutdowns and things get really awkward after that point. Knock-up's hit, Mickey's... Wait, what does Mickey go there? Okay, but G2 now just do exactly the same thing. So you know there's a strong side of the map. G2's going out to put some vision down. Mickey goes to clear out a pink ward. But they don't have the vision because they're quick shifting. You're not on the strong side of the map. You don't have jungler there. You don't have... He's just recalling in a bad spot. He has flash. He maybe could have flashed over... He potentially could have flashed over here instead, actually. I think that's maybe a mistake. Oh, he tries to catch super, because if you catch the super, there's a potential ult coming through here. That's greedy from Mickey on multiple levels. Oh well. Sucks from him. Well, there would have been an exhaust from Alvaro. Frescovy was on the roam too. Yeah, I mean, so both teams back to back. They quick shift which area of the map they want to play around, and they're punished for it. BB stops Super's back. Yikes in the lane. So everyone's recalling. Super stops for an extra auto attack. That's awkward. Oh well. The extra auto attack killed him. Okay. Flash. Man. Let's just slow this down a little bit. Mickey has not been as precise as he has been last year. I think that his calculations on damage have been quite imprecise. Ooh, hang on. Let's have a look at this. How many stacks does Hansama get here? So, 1, 2. Oh no! The hook pulls him out. No, the hook pulls him out of the arrow. Fuck, man. I remember seeing that live now. Okay, well, if you manage to get the hook, you walk out fine. Or rather, you get the arrow. So that's just deep anti-synergy between Hans and Mickey. I think Hans can also position that arrow a lot better too, just in terms of like, even if the hook hadn't landed. I don't know. That's just a mess. That's just such a mess. Turn it off. Leave. Okay. Mickey has died again. He is completely running it, actually. Because, so you've just seen Frescovy down here. You've seen Alvaro. You know that Alvaro has flash, so you can make it over there as well. Alvaro didn't even need to flash. Oh, come on. They didn't even need to use summoners. If you know you don't have flash... Oh, goddamn. And this is partly why I'm saying that whenever Viego's in meta, or Nautilus in meta, Viego's in meta. Because you can see how easy it is for Nautilus to die when things start going wrong. Hell comes into mid lane. Now, Mad are pushing beyond their safe vision lines. Now, Mickey tried to get a ward or two down when he died multiple times in River. Caps is teleporting in. Mirman's teleporting in too. They're matching each other. Talia's coming in. Has the global. Response times, again, very quick. Caps doesn't have Sonya's. There's an argument to say Tank Azir would have been better here, by the way. What the hell? I mean... But, like, you already know there's a ward there, so you're teleporting knowing that there's an immediate ward. You can't cancel the Rumble teleport. Cannon's not teleporting. Would this have gone better if they double teleported? Yeah, almost certainly. There's no exhaust either. Why did BB not teleport? So we can come in now. Oh, come on. So he comes in now, but that's too late. Yike gets himself the reset. Oh, do they just win anyway? Oh, of course they do. Okay, what am I talking about? Shut up, Alex. If you teleport at the same time, though... Oh, maybe... Oh, no. Okay, that's... Hang on. No, I take it back, because if there's no teleport, then maybe they would just run that way instead. Does that help them? Yeah, I think they can retreat that way. So I think he's cutting off another avenue of retreat. And you're looking for the first kill because you have Viego. Hansama gets over the wall, so he's not... So he actually gets some damage in. Yike doesn't get in, though, and he has to ult his way onto someone. Does he get anything onto Frescovy? He can't use his W because he gets stunned by the thing. He actually has to get a melee range. Gets the Talia, can get the combo after this as well. Which Alvaro's CC doesn't get that. Ooh, almost on the Flash Fire Assault. When Viego steals a soul, you're looking at the basic abilities and how well they are. They can cut that angle too, like if Azir and Kennen run through River. Yeah. I think that BB potentially should have teleported because I don't think Caps needed to die. I think that was a great teleport angle. So this play is really fun. This reminds me of MSI 2022, when RNG showed, well, Xiaohu showed the world how to play around really aggressive teleports when someone's just want to fight. So, Mad Lions, they just want to fight. They got a pick down here and they killed Mickey. When someone wins a fight, their immediate response is, let's go push up. We've just won a fight. Now, they do that, but what happens is, if you push up without also sweeping vision at the same time, you're leaving teleport wards. Now, RNG in 2022, they revolutionized this playstyle. And they taught T1 how to revolutionize this playstyle as well. Because this is how T1 make a load of comebacks. And a whole load of the best teams in the world make a load of comebacks. You know, your JDGs and your BLGs. After you lose a fight, you're immediately looking for another fight while the team is trying to capitalize on it. So they push up after they've ended up, like, obviously Mickey's just coming back from base here, right? But once you have these wards put down, because Mad haven't done their due diligence in clearing out all of these wards, they even know there's a ward here. It means that it leaves open some flank angles, some flangles, some teleport angles. So they push up beyond where their control is because they think they're ahead in the game. They are not far enough ahead in the game to fight away from their vision lines and away from their control. Now, they do get a kill onto Azir. It's not the best timing, but this is the danger. Also, credit to G2 as well from 2019. They did bits and pieces like this, but particularly around Baron pushes, where they would... After Baron was taken, they would actually let enemy teams take Baron in, but what they would do is when the enemy was taking Baron, they'd push up waves into a really good spot. They'd get a load of control, let the waves push back into them, and then they would capitalize in the same way. I tend to attribute the modern era of it to Xiaohu and RNG, and then obviously T1 after that point. I think that's a great power of them. But there are a couple of different teams which all kind of taught each other how to do this. I'm not going to attribute it just to one team. But that's a very important kind of way to play the vision game. After you lose a fight, you actually have to be looking for another fight immediately after. I'd skip Scuttle for you every time. That's very sweet. It's a very sweet thing to say. Okay, so now G2, they just want a big fight. They don't have great vision control, and you can see now they are pushing away from their area of control. They're trying to play around two important things. Vision denial. You can't, there are no wards in turret radius, and you can fall back to that, and you're also playing around the pink wards as well. Mickey's essentially under risk of getting flashed on here. Well, is there any flashes you can use? No, in fact, there are no flashes, but he's potentially at risk of there anyway. There's low chance of someone coming through here, because typically... So Mad have just been playing through this area of the map, right? They've been playing through, like, mid lane. So they're unlikely to have wards... Well, they might have one ward there, but it's unlikely they're playing through that at this point. We've just seen Senna on the mid lane, but they do have the globals. They can go to this player. They have the pink ward down there. Alioya goes on to the dragon. BB doesn't have flash. Ooh, okay. Use the E to get out. Steal. The wall to kind of separate the teams. That's actually a really good angle for the Talia wall. Okay. BB's not got a good angle. So Mickey now can't... He has to commit flash if he wants to play this. What's Mirwin doing on the flank here? I think this is a really intelligent play from Mickey to actually flash on Mirwin instead. Because also he body blocks the E's. And then also Yike gets... Wait, how does Yike get there? Yeah, this is really intelligent for Mickey to turn the fight, actually. Because once you realize that you have stuff like Varus E to slow, you have Azir Qs, no one from here can really go forward aggressively because they're going to get slowed. And it means that there's a free run out. Mirwin's already committed to the fight. You can body block with Mickey. Yike can look for a reset as well. And that should be at least one kill. The fact that Mad also commits to it afterwards is... that's a mistake from them. Because as soon as you're worried about that reset coming through, you are so screwed. Because also... Oh my god, this is actually so bad. And the shuffle comes in. This is a massive overcommitment. You'll have... Mirwin's made the mistake. It's a good pivot on the fight from G2. That's a mistake. You can't overcommit like that. G2 choose the terrain for this fight really well. They choose this really well. I think that the initial Weaver's Wall is quite important, because again, it kind of keeps them into the wrong position. But like, you don't have flashes on important members here. You don't have like huge gap closers from any of these kind of carries, really, right? That's not the style of champion they are. Okay, so that's a really, really good snowball fight, and you get Viego doing Viego things. And this is something that we've seen LPL do an awful lot. We are returning to a Viego meta because it feels like it's so easy to win fights with just one kill on Viego. Viego's back, man. Viego's really back. It's very easy to play that style of composition. It's also why we're seeing Alistair Shinzao being played an awful lot. Chinchao. It should be technically how it's pronounced. Because they are very good at denying Viego resets for like 5-6 seconds at the start of a fight. And by that time is over, Viego might be dead or the team fight's won. So that's why we're seeing Viego versus Shinzao and Alistair an awful lot, because it just denies the resets because of their ultimates. But in this game, no one's tanky. Particularly when the Nautilus, you can set up the fights really, really well. So now we have Baron spawning. Vision is very sporadic across the map. We don't have solid vision lines. We have random wards dropped here and there, which is partly because we have teams flitting across the map and melee supports dropping odd wards in here and there. You now have a couple of teleports you need to be worried about. Not that Mad have the best teleport flanking champions. You know, someone like a Tele can do it with herself with a wall anyway. Rumble can sometimes, but it's not really the same as like a Zero or Cannon doing that shit. Oh, he actually might just straight up kill Caps. Ooh, Shunsman Star gets the flash. Does he die for this? No, he doesn't. Really good disengaging equalizer. Okay. G2 are lucky that they lost that fight on the bot side of the rift, because that would have been Baron. And if they lose Baron, then, you know, it's much harder for them to make that kind of comeback play. Because what Mad can do is then they can reset after they take a Baron, take some sweepers, run across the map, clear out vision, and stop G2 getting those flank wards. So G2, really look at how particularly Yike and Mickey put down wards. See that Alvaro's clearing down a couple of these, and because you're on Chemtech Rift, the plants are actually more numerous in terms of how you can clear out vision. That's important. Dragon coming up in 20 seconds. It would be Soul Point for G2. Wait, why is Alvaro caught out here for free? So you're using the Senna Shroud. Where is everyone? Teleporting from Mirwin. But isn't the fight just going to be over before the teleport complete? Why is Alvaro looking for this? You don't have Frescovi in a position to, like, zone out the fight. Yeah, and you get the one reset. Okay. Not a bad... The good zone is actually from Broken Blade. Oh, he dies. Blech. Ah, now things get awkward. Super gets caught though. Ah, that's fantastic from Caps. He's really spotting these shuffles mid-fight well. You have double buffs from the global ones. And again, you're only just looking for... I mean, as soon as resets come through, this is so sad, actually. How many people is he going to kill here? Okay. Viego things. Oh my god, wow. Okay. Damn. Yep, Viego resets. Does he even get to... Wait, does he get to, like, ult over here as well? Oh my god, he actually might just kill him straight up. Oh, he missed the stun. It doesn't even matter. Does he kill him anyway? Yeah, he should do. He has Titanic Hydra as well. Wait, let's go. Plantu. Okay, good jump back. I think that should be the end of it now. Wait, it's not even the end of it. BB's going to TP in. That was a really good angle by Caps. That was a really good angle by Caps. I think that catching super mid-fight and then allowing the resets to come through is huge. These are the kind of games where you really feel the lack of frontline. No one is there to just stand in front of Caps and stop him doing anything. If there was a Cassante there just pressing W in his face, it doesn't matter. When the meta has a lot less tanks, it allows your playmakers to find those really thin moments in team fights, because tanks, it feels like whenever, as long as tanks hold like one peel skill, it's really hard to make the engage come through. It's why actually when Faker made that ridiculous shuffle at Worlds, it was so impressive, because there were so many things that could stop him making that play. He found such a thin window of opportunity to make it work. So Mad, they end up going back onto here. Caps has shuffle again. He could just shuffle into the pit. Again, there's nothing stopping him right now. Frescovi's not in position to like put the... Yeah, they need to be... The reason they scatter is because Caps could potentially just, like, go in and, like, make a mess of things. He has Zhonya's, too, at this point. So Alvaro's buying time. Equalizer's buying time. But you've used the... fucking everything. Talia has nothing. Caps gets another reset. BB locks up all yours. That's 2 at least. That's not going to be the end of the game, though. Okay, so it's only going to be 2 kills. So they get back out with 3 Baron buffs. They lose mid lane out of turret. They're losing a load of jungle camps, which is, of course, another kind of like gold swing. Taking jungle camps and denying them from the enemy is like a couple of 100 gold for each camp that you take. That's nice. That can be very important. But still, you're giving over the Baron buff, and potentially that allows Mad to kind of reset, spend gold, roll onto the map, get vision control, and then protect their flanks. Really well played from Caps. Caps is judging these angles really well. I think Frascovy potentially can stop him, but like, Mad don't really know how to peel for Caps particularly well. They're throwing an awful lot at the clump, but they're kind of annoying. They're ignoring Caps on the side. Caps, I think, has chosen his positioning very well. Because if he's with the clump, he will get hit by an Alvaro, he will be hit by a Mewin. Now he has Zhonya's, he can play on the flank, he can buy time for the rest of the team to come into the play, and if they ignore him, he just goes in anyway. I think that Cap's positioning is really good. He understands what his role is, he understands how to play it out. He got caught out a couple times in early lane, but like, yeah. What's happening here? So, Frascovy's looking to wall off this side. You don't have super with... What the... Guys, you don't have super with you. Super's not on the way. You need super here. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's like 4 seconds behind the play. That's on super, actually. Alioa flashes out. He's a very low-range character. Yeah. Oh my god, he gets like the full combo as well. Rel's just like another champion he plays anyway. And they get to teleport behind. God, Sam. That's honestly, a lot of that is on super not being there at the start of it. Mad don't have the immediate turnaround damage to win the first pick of the fight. I don't think they were ready for Viego reset comp. You can tell that they're not quite prepared for the first kill of the fight to just end things, and they're not really playing well enough to deny that first kill. Okay, back onto the... This game should be pretty over soon now, actually. So now they're pushing back onto mid lane. But what did we say? What have I talked about a lot recently? What happens when you win a fight? What happens? What do you do when you win a fight? Besides just take objectives, what else do you do? You put wards down. You put wards down. So, after they win this fight, ward in mid lane. A couple around as well. It means that Mad are completely on vision from the start of this too. Caps is completely off of vision. And it forces out another flash. Does it force anything more than that? But Caps forces the flash out of Frascovy for free here. Caps has Zhonya, so he shouldn't die. So he does this now. Alvaro jumps in. Caps flashes out. First kill goes over, because they have to fight this play from behind. Alvaro needs to go for that play, otherwise Caps is potentially like going to start just turning and burning in terms of DPS. Alvaro dies. First play of the game's gone. And because you've had to blow flashes on the defense of this, things have just gone badly. So this is just another case of very quickly making a second play after the first play has been made. G2 put down their wards. They capitalize on them really well. Really well played from G2. And now you've lost your front line. Yeah, just getting pushed in across the board. Gonna get Soul. Ugh. Yeah. Well played. And the Zhonya's helps Caps play like this as well. I think the itemization's on point. Itemization is very much on point. Okay, so now we back out on the map. Mad actually are controlling vision a bit more now, but Eloia is... Oh wait, you've got Caps turret anyway. Yeah. Really good quick response times from G2. BB has the flash. First kill's gone down. Game's over. Very, very well played from G2 to just continually punish Mad Lions not having vision control. Every time Mad try and make an aggressive move into enemy territory, G2 just immediately pounce. Very quick reactions. Very quick reactions. Even in game 1, that was the case. I just think that in game 1, if you're fighting all the time, Mad's comp had cooldowns up more, and then they ended up getting like enough value out of the first fight to not just get blown out immediately, to then just snowball again, because their cooldowns would keep coming up before G2 could really fight back on them, and then establish vision control, and then the game fell apart. So this game should be over pretty quickly. Hey, member, how's it going? Got this game and then one more after to analyze in regards to G2 doing away with Mad Lions or Mad Koi. This is my first review, yes. Well, hang on, I did do LEC. So I'm good. This is my. So I've done like 2 games in this already. Let's go back into this. Just do a due diligence. So we're gonna do this series, and then I've got to head off because I've got a podcast later to do. Which, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm sure it will be released at some point. So Mickey misses the hook. No vision control in the enemy jungle. Caps has Zhonya's. Great shuffle. Gets Mirwin into a bad position. Zhonya's gets straight into... I mean, Baby doesn't even have flash, but Caps gives him the extra setup for that. That's nice. But again, like, they're so far ahead in gold and so far ahead in terms of vision control, and Mad have no way to get behind them, nor do they have really good flanking champions. It's very hard to play from behind. If you had a flanking Aatrox, there's like a chance that he could end up like be assassination potential on the Profane Hydra build or something like that, but it's not to be. And there you go. Game 3. Right. I am going to go to the toilet very quickly. I'm going to leave you with this one. And I'm going to go to the toilet really quickly, rather. Blech. And then I will be back for the last game. Move the camera. Get right in there. Okay, let's go. Speed this up a little bit. So we have Mad on blue side again. No Tahm Kench ban from G2 this time. The Vi's already gone. Do you ban Tahm Kench again? Do you care? Renata's up. Renata's been a pick which G2 have really valued banning, actually. They banned nothing. What? Is that going to fall through again? Yeah, okay. Alright. So they ban out the Maokai. Alright, okay. No first pick Maokai. Very easy champion to play around. Makes sense. They lock in the first pick Varus. So, Mad moving away from the center. They want more lane dominance and a bit more control, but they give over the center on the other side. Do you pick up the Nautilus in 2-3 to have Varus Nautilus, take it away from the center? Tahm Kench hasn't been banned. You might have to take or... Well, you worried about that? Yes, we was casting, co-stream casting with Sam. Yes, we were. So, that's on the Twitch VODs already. I'm going to have to highlight everything after this, so I'll sort that out. Don't worry about it. They go for the Rel. So, they're not going towards the Nautilus. Going to the Rel as the jungle support flex, but they give over the center Nautilus, which is a really good duo. I can't help but feel that's a mistake. They ban out the Renata as one of the lane dominant supports, which can really force the Nautilus into a bad situation early. G2 did some despicable things with Varus Renata earlier into the day. Yone ban, okay. Not sure about that one. Wait, what else would you play? Wait, I mean, Yone is like an Aatrox sort of counter. I know that Yone is okay into Taliyah as well. We saw that in our LCK review earlier today in the HLEKT. Okay, G2 banning away some of the Wombo combo in general. Mirwin's Rumble was okay. I mean, Taliyah's been played an awful lot in 14.4 as well. Okay, so you're now banning... Okay, so you're taking the Lilia. Okay, right. It's not the easiest comp for Lilia to play into. There's 2 ranged carries. It's quite a lot of CC for you to get shut down by. Not going toward... if you're going to go towards the Lilia, why would you not just go towards the Viego instead? Feels like Viego's just better in this. You lock in the Jace, which we know that Mirwin plays towards like the Profane Hydra kind of Bruiser Assassin kind of Jace. He doesn't typically go towards the Poke. Now the Alice is locked in as, you know, a tank frontline that can like... stop the Nautilus having fun. And stop the Lilia having fun as well. Like, he tanks some of the Lilia stuff, and or the Azir, he buys up time with his ult, and then he just kind of resets the fight. I kind of just feel like you could just go Viego with this comp, and it's better for G2. You already have enough engage. You have the Azir, you have the Nautilus, and you've got the Gragas, which can be engaged as well. Why do you just not go the Viego? It makes it so much easier to play the game, actually. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, onto the map. Poke Varus, which can be not so good versus Gragas, because he just kind of like, he's a tank for forever. I assume he's going to go tank as well in this game. You can just go like full armor stack, not really care about Frescovia much. Frescowie, rather. Please don't walk up, Mickey. Please don't walk up. Oh, God. And we're going to go see the farming center again, as opposed to what we've seen almost exclusively in the LPL now, which is just still just like intermittent fasting or full fasting center. Yike just going to hoover up some jungle camps, much faster clear than the Lilia as the game goes on, especially from second clear onwards. Yeah, Frescovia is a good Talia. I think the Talia is fine. I don't mind the Talia at all. I think Talia is a really good pick, one of the best champions on the patch. Talia's going to walk up. Doesn't get the blue buff steal. Mickey has flash, so he's... So Yike did Raptor start into full bot side clear, and he gets away with it. He is contested, but... Broken Blade sees Elia on the bot side of the map. Mickey gets a short hook into the wall. Is he just going to die here for free? I think he does, doesn't he? Good stun onto Hans. Hans is continually auto-attacking, getting some souls off of them as well. It's nice. I think in Pro Talia is just really good. Gets a lot of pro and a lot of matchups. Scales well into... Mickey, what the fuck are you doing, man? You're on 200 HP. Wait, do they not see Elioya? No, they totally see him. They 100% see him. What? What do you think's gonna happen? Alvaro didn't even need to take aggro if he didn't want to. What is that, Mickey? He's had a bad series, guys. I'm actually quite worried about Mickey. This guy's not been clean. I think that Caps has been freaking inspirational now. He's been great. We went taking Phase Rush. Phase Rush is good versus Gragas because, like... oh my god, does he just die for free? Jesus Christ, 5 HP. The last minion auto doesn't kill him. Yeah, but Phase Rush is typically pretty good versus Gragas because he forces you to take, like, 2 rotations of spells a lot of the time. Because he, like, will look for a look for a Q. You can kind of go in with, like, a big combo, and you're kind of mini-stunned. But what you can do with the Phase Rush is you can take kind of, like, short trades by taking, like, one pretty good trade and then getting the Phase Rush to run out before the second cooldowns come up, which can help quite a lot. Oof, good hook. No hook, combo, that's the one. Hans just auto-attacking Gromp to get more Q cooldown, so you can get more heals. I have been really impressed by Alvaro's decisiveness in early game, even if the yeah, like even here, right? Wait. But like, I don't see why you pick Lilia. Why Lilia? Just go Viego. It's so much better in early game too. What? Oh no, you want Comet into Jace, because Comet on Gragas allows you to play really pokey, nasty laning phase. You go poke and Scorch and then just like... But the thing about Phase Rush it allows Jace to determine like how long the trade he wants is. Sometimes, not all the time. Wow, the slow from base is actually nasty here. Oh, it's not going to lead to anything, okay. But like, why would you just not go Viego? I feel like Viego is much better for your damage profile. It means you're not overloading into like 4 AP champions, because Nautilus kind of counts as well. Gives you the instant win condition of a single kill. And even with just like the Varus, Rel, Talia, and when you've got the Nautilus, I feel like they're so much better. Why would you not go for the Viego? Weird. Weird. Okay, so 3 kills from Matt early. 2 kills onto Mickey, who's had an awful series on a lot of levels. It's been rough actually. So BB's got level 6, just clearing out the wave. He doesn't have ult because he's used that. Probably he used that on the level 6. Oh god, Yike tags him. Oh no. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough, buddy. Mickey's hip. Is he gonna die again? That would be very funny. Yeah. A lot of this is of Mickey's... Once you're this far behind and then your jungler shows top, I mean, yes, Matt are gonna cross map. That makes a lot of sense. 2,000 gold lead individually to Super as well. Now that sucks for them. Caps gets hit by another free combo in there as well, but he looks for the shuffle afterwards, so Fresco has to flash away, so he actually ends up winning out of that play. Just Caps. Dragon goes down. No grubs taken just yet. Missed out on the combo. So, the Varus is doing a really good job of just making sure that the center has an awful time, and because it's the farming center, that actually does matter as well. It's not just the fasting center who's like looking to just kind of scale up. It doesn't matter as much whether you're down in CS. And it's a poke Varus too, so the Varus can actually do a good amount of damage. Rod of Age is coming from BB, so he's not going to be stacking armor. He's going to have HP, but it's not stacking armor. You've got really good setup now for Mad to be like double poke. And then potentially have like big burst combo coming in from big engage from Rel or Alistair into big flick back from Talia, and then also the double poke champions doing the work at this point. They are going very deep for this though. You're not level 6 yet, Alistair. And he's too far from the wall to get like a clean flash away from this. Clearing out vision. Yikes just been spotted coming down. Caps has prio. Force the blast cone out. You can look for the ult. You don't have level 6 just yet. Okay, so they don't want to engage too far, just in case they engage too far into the very fed Varus and the Talia as well. Alvaro, minion taxi. Cleanse flash. Oh shit, that's close. almost. I'm kind of surprised they didn't stay around for more there. But I think just because the Varus is that scary with one item already, you don't really want to give a good Varus ult over. Which is exactly what's killed Mickey again. But if you're away from the Varus, you can make plays like that. So Frascovy kind of caught in his way back to lane. Bit lazy from him. I almost wonder if he should have ulted back towards mid, actually. Maybe that would have been worth it. Speaking of That's Rough, buddy. Oh, have you, are you going to talk about the Avatar remake? Catelyn M. Thanks to follow, by the way. Welcome to the channel. Yike on Yalilia takes grabs ridiculously fast. He has mass stacking as well. Okay, what's happening here? That's only against champions, actually, the mass, though. Trying to force out mid. So he made a mistake going back to mid for the first time. Goes immediately back into mid lane and dies. Who gets the kill? Yike, baby? Yeah, okay. Yike's in a really good spot. No, Panta Nautilus, and he's not having fun. Oh, right. 3 levels up. What the hell has happened in this top lane, actually? That first dive must have meant that Broken Blade and the next phase of lane probably got to stand beyond the minion wave, tap Mirwin with a load of, like, comet barrels, and just kind of force him out of so much. 3 levels down. That's from 1 gank. Okay, does he get the kill here? Yike gets the kill, doesn't he? Oh shit, this is really bad. The burn? Yeah, he's got the mask stacking as well, so he gets extra damage. Jace has no teleport, he's already down 3 level. This is awful. Mirwin's gonna get absolutely shut out. I feel like BB is constantly improving. I think he's been good for a very long time. I think that it's hard to tell whether he's improving compared to the global scheme of things. In terms of EU, he wasn't as dominant this year so far as he was last year. Because last year it was like kind of inevitable that he would win games, to the point where he was actually consistently like MVP level, I felt. I mean, if Mickey didn't exist, I feel like maybe he would have been MVP. Hard to tell. I mean, Hans was up there too, thinking about it. There were points of last year where I felt like Broken Blade was just inevitable. But then again, top lane in LEC last year wasn't good. So maybe that's why. Yeah, no, he is good right now. I think he's good. But yeah, how do you... So this is what I was saying earlier. So earlier, end of last game, or end of the second game, or in the draft of third game, I think it was, talked about in terms of macro, in terms of winning lanes. Because Chase should be a lane which is a lane bully, but it can snowball behind. Winning lanes will not always stay winning lanes. You have to do some upkeep for them. You can see that Jace here is now very, very vulnerable now he's behind, because this is a champion that is designed to be played from ahead and obviously can't do. Super gets onto the map, 6 kills on the Varus. He's starting to get himself known, involved in the game. BB is fucking disgustingly fed now, though. Mirwin is very far down. He has no flash. He dies. He's going to be absolutely useless this game. There's nothing you can do. Hands cleanse. Oh, God. That's kind of important, though. Shutting down the center there. That's nice. Yeah, okay. Caps gets this for free. Really big fracas across the map, but the problem is Mad are playing without a top laner now. And that means you can't play on 1 side lane guaranteed, potentially 2. Stopping a reset from Alvaro, which means that this wave... Yeah, I mean, it just means that you're, like, someone's off the map for a little longer. Phil okay. Phil okay. Thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Oh, Phil Oak? No. Phil okay. Yeah. Do you think we'll see major changes in the standings in LEC? It depends what's happening with BDS and Adam. I think if Gen X comes in Just because you're changing such an integral member to your identity of your team composition, maybe that changes the way that you play the game. I think that without perks and with Zvera coming up, I think actually Heretics look a lot better, actually, because he's been very good for a while. I think that he's deserved LEC for a while. He was great when he won the EMEA Masters too. So potentially Heretics could be much better. BB is undivable, by the way. It's very hard. I mean, they can go up towards this, sure, but like he doesn't die. He's got flash and he's got ult. You don't even get that much here. So even though Mad are playing around a very fed Varus, who should be destroying this game with a 4,000 individual gold advantage, BB can wave clear very well as an AP off-tank Gragas because of the Rod of Ages. Still a Vitality believer. I think we might need another year from them. I know Mac and Pad to an extent. I talk to them every now and again. Them and Peter Dunn, they're kind of from the same school of thought, where they need multiple years to build up a winning project, where you get like all of the systems in the right place and you build players towards a common goal. It can take more than a year. Actually, technically, they're 3-year plans a lot of the time. With Splice, it took a couple of years, and then they've transformed into Mad Lions to get to that point. Good teleport ward there as well. Again, you've got a lot of random wards dropped around the map, which can help a lot. Sorry, I know I kind of dipped off of that right now. Oof. I think that... Okay, Super... Yeah, Super still has both his summoners at this point. Great fucking damage, Jesus. But now he's overextended for that. And Hansama doesn't even need to get consistent Qs and ults through. He just needs to get, like... Yeah. Okay, so Super doesn't have flash. He has heal. Oh my god, he gets hit by the Lilia E? How does that find its way through the team fights? Oh, now he can't even combo up to the rest of this. Gets scooped up. That's all the Ike, actually. What do you mean he hits that E? That's so disgusting. He's got the movement speed running as well. Super doesn't get to use his gold, which is really important. Gets them towards Dragon. Huge shutdown. Absolutely monumental shutdown. And now you have the problem of, well, even with the gold lead before, if you're forcing onto weak side against the Gragas waves clears for forever. Now you're not even necessarily going to be ahead of the game. I think Elioya does a good job of trying to delay the engage. It's just not enough. And once again, Caps finds a window in the team fight where all of the peel tools are down. Do you think Mad can win from this spot? Can Varus carry this game alone? No, it's very... Well, He's playing the poke Varus, which means it's harder to get to him. I think it is hard because you don't have a side lane. The Jace is so far behind that he cannot do anything in a side lane. You have a huge individual lead for Varus, for Azir at this point. What this means is, let's just do a quick diagram, just to like do things, right? If you say this is the map, I know it's over these two. So this is the map, and you've got mid lane coming through here, right? If you have G2, I'm going to use red arrows for this. If G2 can kind of like push up into the enemy side of the map from both side lanes, because you have like winning side lanes, because Mirwin's not a factor, and then Azir's really far ahead, and Gu's turret and stuff like that too. Then you're going to have these people sat in mid lane from Mad, and if they push up to the halfway point, you have infinite side lane angles for Gragas ult, Azir cast, no, the Gragas ult and the Azir shuffle, and also like running down mid lane with like the center over the top as well. You cannot protect an immobile Varus when you have like such hard losing side lanes. So I think it is very hard. Now you can do, if you end up punishing the first move from G2 in the side lanes, maybe you can end up like getting Super into a position where you can go into a play there. But it's very hard for Mad to actually play now that they're losing side lanes so heavily, even with a 4,000 gold lead on a carry, because it's an immobile AD carry. Who can get forced onto very easily from side lanes. You have two playmaking side laners now, and the Gragas is super far ahead, and Caps as well. It's really hard. It's really, really hard. And if they push up ever in mid lane, it just gives G2 too many options. I don't even think they can go around Baron too easily. Getting picks like this are nice, but I don't think it tells the story of the game. You've used the Rel ult as well, which is a pain in the ass. That's another tool that you can't... Oh, fucking hell. If those hit, that's so dangerous, man. You don't have a cleanse from Super, which means that if you have your flash or your cleanse down, you're so doomed. Hey, Kurikage. Lichbane on Broken Blade as well now. Oh, Mickey, come on, man. So you do have the pushing side lanes right now, but the problem is that Mickey is doing he's going to the Olympics for inting, man. This guy, He doesn't have people close enough to respond to him. If he has people close enough to respond to him, this is fine. Luckily, he's worth basically no gold, but Jesus Christ, Mickey. The only thing saving G2 now is the fact that right now, Mad don't have Baron damage. You have Pokevarus, who isn't great at killing Baron, and you also have the Talia, who hasn't built towards a Leandry, so you don't have good Baron damage. So there's nothing really forcing G2 away from sidelines to go towards Baron or something like that. Mickey now finally goes over to finally clear that ward he wanted to earlier. 0 and 7 though. Jesus Christ, Mickey, it's really bad. Yeah, but the thing is that even though Varus is this fed, I just don't see how you can protect him in teamfights well. Because much like the first game, Super ends up having a large gold lead, but he struggles to use it. Mickey's going to die again. Okay, we're finally getting a Zir teleport. So this time they're forcing again, they're pushing in, but because of the melee supports and because of the way that the maps are moving, there's a teleport down here and that's going to go straight into the flank. You do have your summoners up for Super now. If you can flash the combo, maybe this is a win. But Caps can also like wait for the big thing as well. Yike forces Super out of position. All they need to do, I mean, and now he's just got like 3 people flashing on him. He's the only person that matters in this fight. And G2 know it. So Alvaro's down. Super's going to die. It's going to be a huge shutdown. Root lands. 700 gold for Yike. He's got the move speed from multiple stacks as well of Q, which is going to run off like right now, but he gets to keep it up. Oh my god, this is so disgusting. He gets a 3-person all in that play. Jesus Christ. Is he going to get a Penta? Oh yeah, because this is when the stream died, and we only saw this on Casual stream. No one actually saw this live because it wasn't... Yeah. But, like, this is mad just over-pushing their vision again. They've done that consistently. They push beyond their wards. This is something that I criticized G2 for a little bit in regular season. They've gotten a lot cleaner on that. I think their vision control's gotten pretty clean. Now, with the Pentakill on Yike, you've got both summoners away from Super, which means that you can't fight for another 5 minutes until that flashes back up, and hopefully that'll be enough. But yeah. No one saw this live because it was dead on the stream. You had to see it from Cadril. Because actually, LEC raided Cadril because the stream died midway through stream. In fact, I had a very funny tweet where I said, oh my god, look at this screenshot of the Pentakill. And I just tweeted a blank screen. Because it was funny. Yeah, there we go. Hansama and Yike both getting Pentakills for G2 this split. Very cool. And it just doesn't matter whether Super has this gold lead. It's so hard to play with this Varus at this point. You don't have a front line to keep him safe. The peel is just not there from Mad. Not in the important moments. Do you think G2 is better this year than last year? I mean, I think Mickey is worse than last year, and that's a big problem. Because I think actually Mickey was arguably top 5 support last year in the world. At peak. I don't think he is this year. I think, though, Caps is actually looking quite good, and that's important because he's in a really important role. I think G2... on an individual level, are less good than they were last year. But I think actually they're quite good at understanding a lot of the team compositions. I think they can grow. I want to see how they grow. I'm not going to judge it after one split. It's basically like half of a spring split for like LCK or LPL. It's very hard to tell. They're very clearly the best team in the LEC. They understand how they want to play the game, which is important. Regardless of whether they got different comps. Good hook from Mickey. Oh, Super's caught again. Again, you can't fight with that Super Flash. But also, that's a pretty cheap one. That's a pretty cheap one. How many combos did Mad use? Did Alvaro use his combo here? Because if he did, that's why he can't go in. No, he doesn't even use a combo. Ugh. Caps just finds a really good position onto Super, because he doesn't have to go through Alvaro, and Frescovi also doesn't get his E down quick enough. They struggled about finding their identity at Worlds, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that they understand like more about the important ways they play the game right now. Good hook from Mickey. There you go. It's not making up for the rest of the goddamn inter you did this game. But it's something. Okay, G2. They win finals. You know that. Wait, is this going to be the end of the game? Oh my god, because that Caps just ints into when it's not even the end of the game. Okay. That's something, huh? Okay, let's just get back into live. I want to get back to live. I don't want to see the replay. We already talked about this. Super walked to one. He also walked just away from his peel. I think that maybe Super doesn't understand how his peel works in this game, because like he needs to be really body blocked by Alvaro or Eliora minimum, really. Not within splash range if an Lilia E hits them, but you need to really be body blocked for a lot of stuff like center W and the cap shuffle as well. And this doesn't get that much easier. You know, he has an Edge of Night, but the Edge of Night doesn't save you against the Nazir combo because the Q or the E, the Q from the shuffle will actually pop that shield before anything else happens. Mickey's caught out in the jungle, but he has flash. He's fine for once in his life. They're flashing for. It's not valuable to do this. You've put yourself out of position. You've forced yourself into a shit spot again. Super has 0 HP. He's gonna die. Caps has actually died for it first. Oh, okay. Super doesn't die. That's kind of big. He doesn't have any regen. He doesn't have teleport. So you're giving over Dragon. Doesn't BB just nuke them with a cask at some point? BB's trying to see what Aluia is. Dragon's gone. Okay, so they actually get a kill into Caps, which I thought they might have over-pushed for. That's fair. They end up outplaying. I'll take the L on that one. Infinity Edge for hands. Jesus, wow. Didn't realize you still build that in center. I thought there were better items to build in Infinity Edge on center, honestly. Because the crits are reduced value on center. Often it's not valuable to go towards it. Although if you have crit chance, it ends up like converting into lifesteal eventually, which can be quite nice. I feel like every Mad team has the same identity, but it's maybe an Illyria thing. You also don't have Kazi, though. Having Kazi means you can play very differently. I think Kazi is a fantastic clutch AD carry. Kazi and Hilly are both very clutch. I think that the early game identity has changed a bit for Mad because it's very much about bot 3v3. There have been some times where they play towards topside 3v3. Ooh, good flash away from Caps. Fantastic flash away from Caps, actually. But Alvaro's got ult, so he's going to get in there. He has no ult, no flash now. If he recalls and goes for HP, they lose tower, I think, because, yeah, they lose tower for free. Ult coming in from Frescowi. Maywin's in the back of this, but he just can't get into the fight quick enough. BB is... Wait a second, how does Super die again? You don't have Super in again? What? Right, so Super gets... why are you within Nautilus ult range? Why are you in Nautilus ult range, Super? Super. Why is he walking up to Super? That's bad. Yeah. Honestly, that's just getting into range of Mickey. That's poor positioning by Super. That's actually not on his team that time. That's on him. Alrighty. Well, GC make it happen, and they win finals. Good on them. Okay, folks, I am tired as hell. I've been streaming for 8.5 hours, doing a lot of analytical content and shouting. It hasn't even been that chill. But thanks everyone for watching. Did a lot of odd reviews and a lot of co-streaming today. I'm sure some of this will end up on YouTube at some point. And I'm going to send you over to Raid Sam if he's on.